From the first time that I saw you, I was taken by surprise. You had more than just four colors. I could not believe my eyes. Your sample playback capabilities were just the best. And when I saw your resolution, wow, I was impressed. My Amiga, you're more than a friend, not just a gal pal. We're in it to the end. I can tell you exactly what you mean to me, but I know you'll always be inside my heart. I love when you get serious with desktop publishing. Digital painting, girl, well, you are number one. When nothing quite will hit the spot, you're awesome at coding. And when we chill and play together, there's always the most fun. My Amiga, you're more than a friend, not just a gal pal. We're in it to the end. I can tell you exactly what you mean to me, but I know you'll always be inside my heart. When I turn you off, when I push your buttons, I always feel sorry the next day. I wish I could be with you every hour. I love it when you light up. It makes me feel so good. My Amiga, you're more than a friend, not just a gal pal. We're in it to the end. I can tell you exactly what you mean to me, but I know you'll always be inside my heart. My Amiga, you're more than a friend, not just a gal pal. We're in it to the end. I can tell you exactly what you mean to me, but I know you'll always be inside my heart. 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 Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, I hope you're doing well today and such like that. I am doing pretty well myself. Well, I was just kind of quite sleepy earlier, so, you know, that kind of thing happens. But I hope everybody here is doing well today and such like that. Hello to Wes in the chat and to Starly there. So I have otters on again. Goodness, Tracy. The otters again. I think I did point out before, but west we have like crab here. Also some shrimp and crab. Hanging out with the otters too. So yes, hello everybody. I got some. Get my brain in order slightly. I got some more dresses delivered today, but they kind of ended up a little bit with a few creases in them. So it was suggested that they hang them up. I'm making dinner, be watching as soon as you can. Cool. And hello to Stars as well there. I hope you're doing well too today. But yeah, so they're hanging up at the moment. You won't be able to see them there, kind of like there. out of shot and such. But yes, so welcome to the Katie stream where we prepared things sometimes. Yeah, hungry and can smell tasty. That is
That is good. I hope it is very, very delicious and stuff like that. That dress is definitely a good dress. And I don't know, did you see it last time, Stars? I just want to show this off anyway. Because it's amazing. Pockets is. And the other two that I got also have pockets as well, so wow. I have to thank Sty for pointing me towards that particular thing. Actually, I can show you the dresses, can't I? Even though I'm not wearing them, I can show you what they're like. Let me just grab. What's in his pockets is nothing at the moment, but I will show you. So this is the first one here. It has bees, lots of bees. Also pockets as well. They all have pockets, but bees and a little thing kind of ties up at the front. I'll have to figure out what to do with that and stuff like that. So lots of bees. Also, this is the other one. A nice fossilized dinosaurs ones. Yeah, hang on. I think we've got a Tracy over here. So these are them at the moment. I'll just pop these back. Oh, they are very nice dresses. Let me just plug things back in over here and such. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the spooky, scary skeletons of Dinosaur World, isn't it? The fossilized dino's dress. So yeah, she loves it. Let's see, save the bees indeed and dinos and that. Yes, so that's all good. Otters, bees, and dinosaurs. So yeah, but this is my aesthetic, whatever that is. If it's not purple, it's whatever that is. But yeah, so as I say, I kind of actually like prepared a little bit. And so I've got a lot of tabs open. I'm hoping my computer doesn't complain too much about things happening, but at the moment we're doing well. But yeah, we can actually go over to have a look and see. Where is it? This one here. This is the magazine that we're going to be having a look at in a little bit after we've done our miscellaneous waffles and stuff like that. We have a very printed looking lady here. They're little dots, you know, obviously the dotted printing for the face and the lips, but the hair is just all block colour, so it's not really very genuine, I don't think, in the style and such like that. But yeah, we've got this going on, and then if only someone could help me. Because obviously all women need help. Our special problem-solving guide will fix it for you. Transition. Yay! I didn't even plan that. I didn't even plan that. That's great, that is. Gosh. Unfortunately, the transition, that's just like an image format converter. So you can convert your IFFs to GIFs or your bumps to JPEGs and stuff like that. I'd love it if it was kind of going on. Yeah, I think it's kind of like slightly beyond the people of this magazine to be doing that, especially around this time, which is August of 1995, is what we're going to be looking at here. But yes, a special guide, problem-solving guide will fix it all for you. Just transition. And it's all good. Also, we'll be seeing some news from ESCOM. ESCOM speaks. I mean, we saw this at the end of last stream. Oh, ice cream. Anybody want an ice cream? I've got the window open, by the way. because it's pretty warm in here. It was like 27 degrees C when I actually had a look before starting. So yeah. Escom speaks. They're going to reveal the future plans for the Amiga and stuff like that, and there's a bunch of other things down the bottom here. Colonization, yes. Gosh, we need to celebrate that, don't we? Especially around this time of year. Anyhow, as I said, I was preparing because last time because usually during these segments, whatever, it's like, okay, what happened in August 1995, and then we go to the charts and we have a look at those, and it's just like, okay, the charts, people found them like maybe a little bit not engaging so much, because the thought of mine was like, obviously these songs that appear on the chart might give you an idea of like around when the time this happened. You can say, oh, I remember that song, or oh, I remember that song being really old. This magazine is really old too, or whatever, you know, just kind of ideas like, oh yes, I remember that, I saw this on playing when there was a documentary on this, that or the other, and whatever, so you can link the songs to the things. And even with the songs and things I didn't know, I was mentioning them because it's like somebody might, and then be able to like link them in the head. But obviously it's just kind of like me reading out a long list of things, and that's generally not an interesting thing for people to be doing. So I've tried to, like, you know, switch and change it up, and all that kind of thing, and see what this kind of format brings us. So at the top of the charts, I've noted down which songs were at number one during the 4 weeks of August here, and the first 2 weeks of August we had Never Forget by Take That. That's the never forget where you're coming from, never, but more in tune. So that was on the top for 2 weeks, and then for 2 weeks we had, well, a different song, but it's very much a very interesting story, which we need to get into, really, because have you ever heard I was around during these heady days of August of 1995, and gosh, I remember being in that battle, the Battle of Britpop. Do you remember the Battle of Britpop? I remember as though like 20-something years ago, or less than that, really, but. But yeah, there was the Battle of Britpop, and who was the Battle of Britpop between? Well, it was, of course, not them. It was between Blur and Oasis. I don't think many people died. I mean, maybe a lot of people's egos died or got inflated even more. You were 4 at that time, okay. Well, the Battle of Britpop, you weren't conscripted into the Battle of Britpop. I was, well, probably like old enough, but not quite. Over 25 years. Indeed. Let us not dwell too much on how old people were at particular times. But so we had the song from Blur called Country House here. This is like a still from the thing here. You can flick through some of these things. I don't want to like play too much of even just the video, because I played a video at one point. There wasn't even like a music video or whatever. I just played a video about some random thing, and then the content got matched and whatever. So you've got basically some stuff going on here. This is the country house. This is some stuff going on here. This is Damon Albarn in a bath. I don't need to see that. Somebody else in a bath here. They're playing like on a big. Oh, there's some boobs. Some more boobs. Oh gosh. The big, mousetrap kind of board, and whatever here, and such. And is that Matt Lucas? That's Matt Lucas there in the video here. I think there's a lot of other known people, and there's a pig. Hi, pig. But yeah. So this was the one song that was in the Battle of Britpop versus, or guess what you already saw from the front of it. It was Oasis with Roll With It, and their video looked like this. There was Liam Gallagher doing his I'm singing like this into a microphone, because I can't really do it here. I'm singing like this because I just really like having my hands behind my back and singing upwards for some reason, kind of pose that he does. and so and shaking a tambourine, because that's the only instrument he probably knows, but that's fine. This is Noel playing a bit of a guitar. That looks like an E chord of some kind. Or no, that's a G, isn't it? That's a G. The shape kind of confused me slightly. There's Noel playing again. There's Liam. There's the band, or a few more members of it. There's some bright lights and stuff like that, like an apocalypse going on or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so we had basically it's a bar chord, but it's like a G bar. What's an E-shaped bar chord in G position, I think. There. But yeah, so. So again, these two things, country houses. He lives in a house, a very big house in the country. It goes a bit like that. And Roll With It here goes, you're gonna roll with it, you're gonna take it, and something like that. You gotta do it on a... Can almost make out with the microphone or whatever. If you want to do a proper Liam Gallagher kind of impersonation. The piggy over the grey shirt now. Well, let's pop back to the piggy at the moment then. So yes, so what happened? Let us get back to here. The true story of the Battle of Britpop. There's some bits I'm going to skip over, but yeah. And so here, remember the Battle of Britpop? Maybe you lived through those crazy days. Maybe you just heard about it, or maybe you haven't, and this is the first thing you've actually heard about it. But basically, we had obviously the two singles here, Roll With It and Country House, both released on the same day, and it was actually Blur who kind of like made that happen, really. But you say what I've picked out here is something very interesting that they say here. As a challenge thrown down, it was perfect for the press, though. The rough, working-class, no-nonsense Northerners versus the pretentious, university-educated hipster Southerners. Kind of implying here slightly that Oasis aren't pretentious. Gosh. Oasis are those down-to-earth people. You know how down-to-earth Oasis are. Oh, gosh. And utterly unpretentious. Ah, gosh, but here's a shot of Blur. Yes, indeed. Here's a shot of Blur on the beach in 1995. Yeah. At the time, both bands were in a traditional period. Wow. Ah, gosh. And so, yeah, basically Liam went up to Damon Albarn at some kind of party and went like #1 to him, and it's like, okay, let's indeed. Yeah, they I could say things, but we're not going to say anything here. But the thing here, to prove who was the better band, Albarn's competitive streak got the better of him. So that they saw that Oasis had got a new single on the schedule, and so then Blur decided to just move their release ahead to match up, and here's Damon and Liam going in for a kiss here or something, I don't know. But yeah, so it got a lot of attention at the time. Oh yes, in the this one video for the Country House, there was Keith Allen, Matt Lucas, and Joe Guest in there. So they had a few people there, and Roll With It was just like, basically this is the band playing, you're gonna roll with it, you're gonna take it, and stuff like that. Yeah, so it even got to the mainstream media.
Two of Britain's most popular pop groups have begun the biggest chart war in 30 years.
So yeah, and then it starts playing a bit of music and stuff like that. So yeah, even was on the BBC News and stuff like that, and it eventually kind of like culminated in one of them winning. So it's like the enemy had the British Heavyweight Championship. It's dear me. But yeah, so there's other stuff going on there, which we'll skip over, and apparently they're best buddies now. Not Liam, but Noel at least. And yeah, there's some other stuff going on there. And so who won? Well, it was the pig, or these, this guy, Damon Albarn, and his band of people in baths for whatever reason, won. Or got number one, and won the Battle of Britpop. So yeah, there's that song. Actually, let's go back here so we don't go too far ahead. I think, gosh, I've got to click buttons. And one interesting thing right at the end here, Stars, you might be interested in that. Your favourite dad is here making a comment here. And what of the never-ending question, or granddad, I suppose, and what of the never-ending question, Oasis or Blur, in June 2017, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, because, of course, he got asked, told the enemy, I'm going to plump for Oasis. Oh, gosh, but I know this will immediately divide the audience. Yes, so your favourite dad, granddad, or whatever you, however you look at it in Stars, indeed likes Oasis, over Blur. Daddy Corbyn, there we go. I'd rather you say it, of course. But yeah, here we go. So another thing I wanted to talk about, which I think was a thing from like a previous month. I mentioned this is the Roll to Me. You might know it as like, the wrong guy, the wrong situation, the right time to roll to me, the right time to roll to me. Gosh, I feel like I was very off key there, but you possibly know that. It's like, look into your heart, pretty baby, is it everything you hoped it to be? Something like that. And for some reason, they had their heads image processed onto babies in prams because why not? But an interesting thing about this, which I wanted to mention, was I listened to the song here, and they do it on this one here, but I listened to the rest of their album. They don't do it on the rest of their album. There are many reasons why not? Why not what? Or why not to do the baby head thing? Indeed. You have a picture of you hugging a cardboard cutout, of course. And so why not to do the baby head thing? Indeed, there's lots of reasons why not to do that. Evidence is on the screen right now. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to point there is, so they do it in this song, but they don't do it on any other songs on the album. So this is kind of like an outlier. They just decided, what the heck, let's do it. It's a single, let's make it interesting or whatever. You possibly wouldn't have noticed it at the time. You probably wouldn't notice it now if you weren't actually listening to it with headphones on, because they do a thing. If you've listened to with headphones on or something like that, or with some speakers that are very separated and stuff like that, you might have noticed old recordings like things like the Beatles and whatever, and probably other bands or whatever. But I'm familiar more with like the Beatles doing this and whatever. It's that they didn't really know what to do with stereo at that point, so they just kind of said, okay, for the one speaker we'll put like the drums and the bass guitar and the rhythm guitar into there, and the other speaker we'll just put the singer and the lead guitar and things like that. So basically, if you listen to it in headphones, you hear like the drums and other stuff going over here, and the singers singing at you from the other side and stuff like that. And obviously that was just like what they thought stereo speakers would be used for. They thought, oh, you've got two speakers, you could like maybe put them one in front of the other, so you'd have the main singer and guitarist up the front, and then the other band behind and whatever. But yeah, so that's the way they mixed things around that kind of time. And obviously nowadays, the people kind of like try to mix things so they sound like they're coming from the center, and got some things spread out from the side and other things going on and stuff like that. But this song, for some reason, a Roll to Me, Dalamitri decided, let's just do that thing that the Beatles did, because we can. And so they've got all the rhythm guitars and whatever on the drums on one side, and they've got the singer over the other side. But then they do something very interesting during like the chorus segments or whatever. Obviously the singer's just over on the one side, and then during the chorus segments they kind of like fade in towards it in the middle. So you still got the drums going on the one side and the rhythm guitar and whatever going on the other side, but you've got the singer like bang center then. And it's after the chorus thing, it kind of like starts in here, and you can hear him getting panned over to the side again, and it's an interesting thing. Obviously it's worth talking about. I don't know if anybody actually really talked about it at the time. I didn't really decide to look into that, but it seemed to be like talk worthy enough for me to talk about it, and you know, it's a pretty neat song anyway, and if you want to hear it, then obviously you can do so. Obviously I can't really play clips here. I can do the thing where I can like mute whatever's coming out on the VOD, so that people on the VOD wouldn't be able to hear it. But I think I've made my point well enough here. But if anything needs kind of that, you actually need to hear it, then obviously I'll say what video it is or what song it is, and say go listen to it, and whilst we have a little bit of listen, just to give an idea. But here, I think you got the idea. You got, you know, one speaker, you've got, you know, most of the instruments, and the other one you got the singer and the lead guitar and stuff like that. So that's an interesting thing. Also out this month was Suggs and his version of "I'm Only Sleeping" by the Beatles. Suggs, you probably know him. You know who he is, but he was the singer in Madness. He's obviously had a solo career and stuff. I don't know what he's doing now, but in 1995, this is what he was doing, doing a cover. It's a pretty good one. I mean, I've confessed I don't know what ska is, but or it's been, you know, playing. I can't, you know, easily define ska, but here we have like Suggs in his bed and dancing in front of some kind of circus, whatchamacallit, and some creepy people doing creepy things, and yeah, he's watching people from his bed and stuff like that, and yeah, all that kind of thing. But if you want to hear a slightly different take on the Beatles song here, then you got this here. Hello, Chaos. Nice to see you. You missed me regaling people about the Battle of Britpop and how many egos were crushed and such. But obviously, it's on the VOD if you want to see that. This is Suggs doing "I'm Only Sleeping" and mugging a lot for the camera and such like that. We also had we got some information on Suggs here. What did I do? Yeah, sometimes I've marked things here, but yeah, it is the Beatles cover. Apparently, Madness bandmates and Mike Barson and Chad Smash appeared in it as well. So these two people who are forever sad now, but you can go watch the VOD, or you can turn it on time. But yeah, one of the ones I remember more by Suggs here was this one, Cecilia, but this is like a little bit further ahead than this release. So, but that's the one I remember. That's the Cecilia, you're breaking my heart, you're taking my confidence daily, or shaking my confidence. It's one of those. And if you want to know what the "I'm Only Sleeping" sounded like, it's like, when I'm in the middle of a dream, I stay in bed and float upstream. And that's what that one is a bit like. And then some of these ones have just come up because it's like a cool song that I like and you might like too. Is this one, "Girl from Mars" by Ash. You might know it or might not, but it's as long as it goes like, do you remember the time I knew a girl from Mars? I don't know if you knew that. Was it always staying up late playing cards? They went to cigars. Something like that. And she never told me her name. I still love you, the girl from Mars. Is this one here. By Ash, who I don't know. Apparently they were doing their A-levels, or they appeared on Top of the Pops 2 weeks after their A-level exams. So they were pretty young. Northern Irish band there. And 2 different videos exist for the single. It's described by the band as a cross between Give It Away by the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Natural Plus TV ad. I remember watching one where they were covered in a lot of paint, I think. But I can't remember. I didn't look up for the other one. But yeah, it's pretty a simple pop guitar rock song there by Ash. And also out during this time was this one here, the I Love You Baby, which is the I love you baby, I love you baby, I love you baby, I love you baby, and then I love you baby, and stuff like that. You may be familiar with it, but it's by the original, and we get into more about this person here because they've done some interesting things, really. But mainly it's just some videos of some people walking around, possibly from some kind of movie or something, and yeah, lots of things from a club where this guy is singing to them. And who is that guy? You might wonder. That is somebody called Everett Bradley, who was at part of this group called The Original, and yeah, they did the I Love You Baby song there, and this is some information about it if you want to look at that. But also Everett himself is a very interesting person. Apparently American multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, actor, dancer, choreographer and playwright. He's currently a touring member of the rock band Bon Jovi. So yeah, I mean, we can skip ahead a little bit here as well. This is him, his bio and stuff like this. But yeah, Bon Jovi, I've got the page up for that. And if we look a little bit down the page for that, we can see here that indeed Everett Bradley is on the current touring musicians for Bon Jovi, percussion and backing vocals there. So if we go back over to some information on him here, you can see that he has toured with, as vocalist and percussionist, with Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, John Bon Jovi and Hall & Oates. So did a lot of well-known people have been alongside them, and. So you did the I Love You Baby thing here, but interestingly, what some people here might be interested in knowing, video games. He provided the voice of Paul Chuck in Jamalami. I'm aware of Jamalami. I've never actually played it myself, but I am aware of it. So, yeah, this person, Everett here, played Paul Chuck in Jamalami, as well as his vocals, songs Throw It All Away, Rhythm and Balance, Supernatural for True Story Supporting Me, for the character Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic Adventure 2. So yeah, if you ever wondered who was singing Shadow the Hedgehog songs in Sonic Adventure 2, it was this guy, Everett Bradley, who sung the I Love You Baby, I Love You Baby song. So I think that's an interesting tidbit for some people out there in the audience, and such like that. So if we get him off here, so this is what his webpage at the moment, and he's done a bunch of other things. He was in a thing called Stomp. I think it's pretty much what it sounds. It's kind of a dance thing where they stomp a lot and such like that. And yeah, so he's done so many things, playing with Hall & Oates, Carly Simon and Bobby McFerrin's things. And so yeah, a lot of people you might know he's been alongside and supporting them and such like that. And then the next song that's up here, I don't have a lot more to say about it, apart from it's a pretty good song. We have Gotta Get Away by The Offspring, which was the da 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 da. I'm wide awake, feelings in my head, and it's more than I can take. Think I'm on a roll, but I think it's kind of weak. Said all I know is I gotta get away from me. Gotta get away from me. And so on. And here's Dexter, isn't it? With some braids or dreadlocks or something like that. And yeah, basically the whole music video is basically high energy, them playing the song, and lots of different colours and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a pretty good song. This was out by them at the time. We also have The Wanna Dies with the You and Me song, which I do like this song quite a bit. It's ba 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 ba. Always when we fight, try to make you laugh, and so on. And it's always you and me, always and forever. Got quite a range on them here, but there's two of the singers in the band here doing that. They had some other songs which you might know. I like the one which is called Hit. That's a pretty good one, and it's one of them dancing, one of them curled up on a couch and things. This has very kind of queer vibes, if you wouldn't mind me saying so. But it's a good song and such like that, and it was made more popular by being on this soundtrack, which this I think came out a little bit later. Yeah, it's out in 1996, but it was Baz Luhrmann's adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, and it was kind of like sort of more set in like a modern day kind of times, or modern day for 1995 and such, like iconic film. I haven't really seen it myself, but we have Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes on here, and obviously you can see they've got guns and stuff, which isn't in the original Romeo and Juliet. But Baz Luhrmann decided to spice it up a bit. You might know Baz Luhrmann from the Wear Sunscreen song. Because he did that as well. But yeah, there's a lot of other ones. If you go down to the soundtrack here, we've got Garbage was on the soundtrack, Everclear, Desiree, Cardigans with Love Fool as well. We recommend watching it. Cool. I'll try and remember to do so. And we had Talk Show Host by Radiohead. That's another good song on there. And The Wanna Dies, and then exit music for a film, which was actually written for this film, I understand. It was specifically the exit music for this film. We might as well have a look at the lyrics for that, since it is appropriate to what we're looking at here. So, exit music for a film, lyrics. Get into your mind that this is the end of Romeo and Juliet after all that's happened. Wait for you must sleep, the drying of your tears, today we escape. Pack and get dressed before your father hears us, before our hell breaks loose. Breathe, keep breathing, don't you lose your nerve. Sing us a song to keep us warm there, so just chill. And you can laugh a spineless laugh. We hope your rules and wisdom choke you. Now we are one in everlasting peace. We hope that you choke. Very fitting for Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, that is what we have there. Also, on a after thinking about Romeo and Juliet, I'm thinking about the thingies and the Capulets choking on but it's not spoilers, everybody should know the death of Romeo and Juliet. Going from that to the Wurzels. Oh gosh. This is quite a quite a jump in tone, really. But I just kind of looking up a thing here that I want to show off, because it's kind of like slightly relevant to what we've got on the screen here. But yes, so the Wurzels, you may know them from the I've got a brand new combine harvester and I'll give you the key. A little bit of a jump, yes. They had one here called "I Want to Be an Eddie Stobart Driver." I used to play with Eddie Stobart dropping. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, obviously, let's explain a little bit. Sorry, it's waited 10 years longer than the release of film. They could have put a check. Yes, Juliet, indeed. You do know them. But yes, the Wordsworths did the Combine Harvest song. They did this "I Want to Be an Eddie Stobart Driver." So they're kind of like English West Country or affected West Country accents, possibly just West Country. But they sing songs about various, very British and farming related things, and also transport related things, like wanting to be an Eddie Stobart driver. Eddie Stobart has these lorries or trucks or vans or whatever you'd want to call them. They transport a lot of things around the UK. And they usually have names on the front of them, which are usually like girls' names, I think. I think they ran out of, one word girl names quite a while ago, and they usually have like 2 word names nowadays. I mean, obviously the problem is they're written on the front of the cab here, so they'd be written kind of across the. Oh gosh, you can't see the pointer. They'd be run across the front here. If we like mute this, so I can like skip forward a little bit. We can see this one has something written there, but you can't really see it. And also trans, yeah, I want to get into that. But here, this one's called Kiri Lian. And this is how you can do. And this one's Optimus Prime, apparently, which obviously is not a girl's name. What could be a girl's name? They usually have names, yes. And as the stars was pointing out, they have trans written on the side of them. You see this a lot. I don't know if you see it a lot in other countries on the freeways, motorways, autobahns, or whatever you have. But in the UK, you see a lot of vans and stuff driving around, or lorries driving around with things like trans, store logistics, or whatever, or go trans or whatever, and written on the side and stuff like that, because obviously it's just short for transport. And so, or other things that start with that kind of thing, which is more to do with moving things around than being trans and stuff like that. But it's always a good thing to be trans-spotting. This is what I call it. Not train-spotting, trans-spotting. If you're in a vehicle, you can look out the window. Yeah, when you see a stop trans one, it's just like, oh gosh. I showed you one I found a little while ago, stars. You can see some of the things I've been looking up previously. I saw this one on a recent journey out somewhere, which I thought was very, very appropriate as well. It's called Gnosis. At least that's the way I want to pronounce it. Which is very appropriate. Gnosis. Heck yeah. But let's see if there's trans lorry. Something. Yeah, here you got Transoflex here. Rat Trans here. A bunch of other ones. A lot of people do like transpotting. Oh, there's the HRT one. I saw one of these into trans, yeah. HRT into trans lorry here. You probably can't see that too well on your screens and stuff like that. Rat trans. I mean, that's gender of the day, isn't it? Oh, it's not coming up here. Rat trans is. No, it is. It's loading. It's thinking about loading at least. Open link. No, just open image in new tab. Let's try closing that down and loading this up. So if we zoom on this, yeah, got HRT into trans is one of them. So this is always a good thing if you're out on the streets and or out like in a vehicle. You can do some number plate games or whatever. But you can also play trans spotting, where you're trying to find ones here. It's like Larmax trans and Lad trans. Lad trans, that's like the thing that you and Sally go when you go to Nando's, isn't it, stars? It's like, all right, let's go to Nando's and have a what is it, cheeky Nando's and all that kind of thing. Ah, gosh, yeah, laughing at logistics trucks. They've even got it here as a meme. Is trans culture. So you got Trans Force, Trans X, Emo Trans, High Trans Express. It's just yeah, born trans indeed, born trans. So basically, be trans. Yes, indeed, do if that's in your heart. Oh gosh, you've even got dom trans as well, and stuff like that. But and this is the one we don't like too much. Stop trans. No, no, no. Nothing can stop us. Wow. It's a chicken. Yeah, it's a cheeky Nando's, lads. Yeah. So a bunch of things here, and yeah, you've got some Playmobil things. These are the Eurotrans ones, but you also get Eddie Stobart toys you can play with and stuff like that as well. So yeah, this is like the thing about the Wurzels here. This is kind of what they look like here. They are call themselves a Scrumpy and Western band. Stop trans, na 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 na. Sorry, I'm not picking up on the thing. All I can think is stop trans. But that wouldn't be the same thing, would it? But yeah, they had the Combine Harvester song, and I'm a cider drinker. They're known for using British West Country phrases like ooh arr, and calling young people young'uns and stuff and whatever. The name of the band was dreamt up by Adge Cutlers, short for Mangle Wurzel, a crop grown to feed livestock. So there you go. Obviously, I know of the television show called Stop Trans Time. Na 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 da 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 da. Indeed. I know Wurzel Gummidge, who was played by one of the people who played one of the doctors. I can't remember the name. John Pertwee. That was one. John Pertwee. But that's not anything to do with this band. Obviously here, but yeah, here we go. Yes, this is them performing here. One of them's got a banjo, one's got an accordion, and it's on the keyboard here. And there's probably somebody playing some drums back there as well. But yes, what else was around this time? Well, we had Scatman John with Scatman's World. So one goes bee ba 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 bee ba 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 bee ba 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 bee ba ba. I'm calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's World. Pretty much like or similar at least to the first one, but different enough that it's not just basically the same song, as some follow-ups to hits are and stuff like that. But yeah, Scatman John was a very good performer and stuff like that. But yeah, and was actually a proper jazz pianist and stuff like that, and was very good at that. And then obviously went to Germany and got into a Europop song and stuff like that, and stuff like that, which is a very good career here. Also out around this time, obviously listen to Scatman's World as well. It's a good one. Was Just by Radiohead. Now this one has this is a very good song to start off with. And it also has a very interesting music video where somebody just lies down in the streets and stays lying down in the street. And here we can see Tom York here as well, doing a bit of the person's asking, "What happened? Did you fall over?" And the other was like, "I'm okay. Why are you lying in the middle of the pavement?" And yeah, I think Tom York is calling on, what's it, Sid Vicious, or Johnny Rotten or whatever, because they've got a similar look here and whatever. And then other people come up and it's like, "What's the matter? Has he fallen down?" and such like that. And then the police person comes by. The band is still playing in the flat above. And "Just tell me why you're lying here. Tell me." And the guy is just lying on the floor. He's like, "Leave me alone. I'm just lying here. You don't want to know what I know." And here's what's his name? Johnny, isn't it? Johnny Greenwood, playing his guitar, and you can see his brace on his arm because he goes a bit aggressive on the guitars and stuff like that. But yeah, and so it's like, tell us for Christ's sake, what is going on? You really want to know, and then you don't know what you ask of me and stuff like that, and then they're like, "Tell us," and then suddenly, yes, no, you just need to lie on the floor. Sometimes, obviously the band is just looking out the window, like, "What's going on down there?" And he tells them, and then the subtitles don't show what he tells them, and then they all just end up lying on the floor afterwards. You can see here they're all just kind of lying there along with him on the floor and such like that, which is possibly some social commentary, possibly other bits and pieces, whatever. But yeah, very interesting video and such. And Very good song as well. Following up this next song, I don't know why it came up on my radar or whatever. I think Boyzone released a different song, but then I started looking into Boyzone's discography and stuff like that, and came up with this one. But they did a cover of this song. You can see down here the Boyzone version. They had Graham Norton, Joe Brand, Phil Jupitus, Mel Smith, Davina McCall, Harry Hill, Steve Collins, John McCrick, Jimmy White, Mystic, Meg, Will Mellor, James Dreyfus, the cast of Emmerdale, Adam Buxton and Joe Cornish, and Ulrika Johnson and Saracen from Gladiators in their music video. I think it was a Comic Relief one. That's why it's got so many of these people in here. Yeah, Comic Relief Telethon it says here. But they did a cover of it. But so that was like well after. That's 1999. I don't know. I said why this came up on my radar because the original is 1985, and so. But anyway, I decided I wanted to talk about it anyway. Because if you probably know the song, but it's like when the going get tough, the tough get going. When the going gets rough, the tough get rough, and stuff like that. And I'm gonna put my dream into motion, and stuff like that. I don't really know the lyrics too well, but yes, English singer Billy Ocean here. I didn't know he was English, so that's interesting there. And also during the video, which I don't know if I have linked here. No, I don't have it linked here for some reason. But during the video, we've got 3 people joining him. We've got Michael Douglas. You might know him from films and stuff like that. We have Kathleen Turner as well. You might know her from films and stuff. And we also have Danny DeVito, who you might also know from various other things. So they're all kind of pretending to be the backup singers in the band. And at one point during the video, Danny DeVito comes on into the middle and plays or mimes the saxophone solo and stuff like that, while Billy Ocean is just like doing his thing, singing the song or miming the song or such. You might wonder why these people, why Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito. Well, they were part of The Jewel of the Nile, and that's a movie, and they were just around at the time, or this video, this song was in the blah 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 blah. Oh, the song was used as a theme song for Jewel of the Nile. That's what I'm trying to say here. But an interesting point about this here is the video was initially banned on Top of the Pops by the BBC because the actors were not part of the musicians' union, meaning DeVito's miming of the saxophone solo went against union rules. Which is very, very interesting. Obviously, it's very important to not have, non-union members and stuff represented and stuff like that but it stands out as a little bit silly because obviously Danny DeVito doesn't really play that saxophone. You can tell by watching the video he doesn't really play that saxophone, but yeah, I think the BBC was like, oh gosh, Danny DeVito isn't a musicians union member, so we can't allow this to be shown and stuff like that. But it says initially banned, so obviously it got played later on and stuff like that. So next up we would have that is weird, yeah. We would have the now That's What I Call Music number 31, but for some reason it doesn't want to show up on here. So let's have a look at Discogs here. Let's see if they have any information on Now That's What I Call Music 31. Of course we had some Wet Wet Wet, but it was Don't Want to Forgive Me Now, not their big hit, which is on the charts for like 14 weeks or whatever, which was the one from 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which I can't remember the name of at the moment, which is a weird thing. But yeah, I had Common People, Edwin Collins, with Girl Like You, which had the wow, 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 wow. Eni Kamosi, Here Come the Hot Stepper, and stuff like that, and various other people. Obviously I won't go through everybody here. Seal, Kiss from a Rose, because yeah, that was around this time as well here. And Buddy Holly, Roll to Me by Delamitri, as we've mentioned here before. Some cover, I think, probably of White Lines with Duran Duran. and stuff like that. Or was that the original? I don't know. Out Here Brothers, of course, Wigfield, but Think of You, not Saturday Night, because I think that might be on the previous one. But yeah, so there we go. That is some of the people who were on that there. Now, that's not the end of the songs and stuff like that, because the way I look at things, the things are kind of like slightly out of order. Some more songs and stuff will be coming up later on and whatever. But also released in August of 1995 was, does anyone want to guess? Just think about it for a moment. 1995, released in 1995. And is appropriate to this stream. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what else was it? Unsure. It was Windows 95. Yep, this is when Windows 95 was released. So just think about how Windows is at the moment. This is when this particular one of the more popular versions, or the ones that people liked, which weren't quite as broken or whatever. But it replaced Windows 3.1. And so what I decided to do, obviously you can see some of these things that it had here. It formally separated MS-DOS on Microsoft Windows, but it's still in the back. Still nowadays you have the command terminal and things like that. So the DOS legacy is still there and everything. But they actually loaded straight more into Windows than go through DOS to load Windows and stuff like that. But they increased or improved the graphical user interface and the plug and play features and stuff like that. So whereas nowadays, whilst the computer's on, I can plug in my controller. Then a days you couldn't, and such like that. And it was cooperative multitask, whatever this is. So this was also the start of the taskbar, the notification area, and the start button. This is where they all came from, and stuff like that. And it's fair enough. I could read through this article and stuff like that, but as I said, me reading through like some stuff like this is not quite as interesting as actually looking at an emulation in the web browser of Windows 95 through DOSBox, funnily enough. As I said, they separated Windows and DOS, but no, DOS is running in the background still. This is why it runs in DOSBox. So this is, you might know, obviously Windows 10 or Windows 11 now, but this is the Windows 95 experience and stuff like that. So you've got your My Computer thing here, so you double click on that, and you can see this is solitaire time. Indeed, we'll get to that. And so you've got some things which are very similar here. You've got your removable disk A, which is probably not going to have much in it. Ooh. And those sound effects. Oh gosh, did you hear that sound effect? Let's do that again. Let's see. Oh gosh, those sound effects. You gotta love them, haven't you? 95 was your first OS. Yeah, and obviously they had like the Amiga OS and stuff like all, whatever they called it. The Workbench and stuff like that, which I had before. And so, this is what was... You've obviously seen a lot of things about what Workbench looked like. In fact, what we can do is we can go over and just like do a little bit of an A/B, because I've got the Workbench up here. This is the Workbench for Amiga that it had for like quite a few years before this and whatever. And then this is Windows 95 here. And one important thing you can do in this, you can't do it. Oh no, you can do it. Look, in Windows 95 you can change the size of the windows from the sides, which you can't do that in Workbench and stuff like that. And it's even got a little handle down here to move things around and stuff like that. But this is the Windows 95 experience. This is like the Explorer, of course, and obviously opening all in different windows and stuff like that. There's probably a setting you can go into to make it all open in the same window and stuff like that as well. There's in View. Maybe there's probably an options or something like that, but you've got program files, auto exec, and things like that. You can even have a look in Windows here, and the classic system. Oh, it's just called System here, not System 32 or whatever. It's just called System in this one here. I've got the screensavers on here as well. Let's see, but it just load up from here. The Flowerbox screensaver. Oh yeah, it's not running any kind of graphics acceleration in the browser, of course. So let's not worry about this. And you can see how the taskbar here is filling up with a lot of things. Maze. It's going to be a bit slow, but let's have a look at it. Yeah, because I said it is running in the browser, so it's going to be very, very slow if it runs at all. Because I definitely don't want to crash it or anything like that. Oh dear, has it crashed? Oh gosh. I think that might have broken it slightly. Stars, I'm afraid. So, oh, it isn't responding. Exit page. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Exit. Wait. Oh gosh, it's really. This page is having a problem. Refresh the page. So we'll get to that. But oh yeah, let's hope, because this is why I set things up beforehand, because it does have to download it 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. So whilst that's going, I thought, you know, we need to compare this against Windows 3.1, because obviously it was a follow-up to Windows 3.1. Was Windows 3.1 really that bad? Well, having a look at this here, well, this is kind of running in the browser, and it's kind of got an extra weird thing going on, which is the two mice. No, not separate now. That's good. But here, so you've got the file manager here, and if you click on the file manager in 3.1, it would bring this up here and load stuff very slowly. Here we go. Oh gosh, this is not the most friendly looking thing here. You can go through your, you can see where the you can advance a bit like a cool. You can see where it's similar in some ways to what we have now, but yeah, it's obviously a bit rough and stuff like that. And you look at the icons on the top here. You've got an up and down thing. So if you push a down thing, it just kind of puts it in this big file manager window thing here, and then up makes it take up the whole window and stuff like that. And you can push that button again to put it back into there. And it's not an X, it's just a little minus. And yeah, you have to actually go minus and then close or whatever. So what you have to go here is like click the minus and click close here. And then you've got basically some other bits and pieces. This is your main stuff here. And then, yeah, if you wanted to like just minimize this, you just like put it back onto the desktop there, and you don't have your desktop icons with your recycle bin and stuff like that. And so this is definitely more of a rough kind of experience to work with. But obviously we want to have a look at games here. Look, Solitaire and Minesweeper, we'll play these properly on Windows 95 when that actually loads back up here. But let's have a look at Minesweeper. This is Minesweeper, and it looks, pretty much exactly as I remember it and such like that. And oh gosh, it was going. Oh gosh, it had to be that one, didn't it? Let's try again. Oh my, this really hates me. Does it do the double click thing here? Yes, it does do the double click thing. That's good. That has to go here. Oh dear, this really doesn't like me, does it? Hang on, let's do this here. Let's do that. Come on, move please. There, and there, and there. I'm giving the greatest of all commentary. And then, there we go. I had the fastest time for beginner level. Please type your name, okay. Katie. There we go. 32 seconds on there. You got a little cool face on there now. So yeah, obviously close, and Solitaire, we'll have a look at that on 95 when it actually comes up. But yeah, this is what we've got: accessories, paintbrush. It's not even called paint here, it's just paintbrush. Oh gosh, look at this. You can do some things like let's draw very badly. Oh gosh, because we're drawing with a mouse. But this is the authentic experience. Well, I don't have a rolling a ball mouse, so this is not quite the authentic experience. Let's draw some eyes and a big mouth and a smile and a nose, and draw some eyes. It's trying to be a dog, but it looks more like some kind of Sonic character, doesn't it? Let's pretend it was supposed to be a Sonic character all along. Where's my paint bucket? Is that Phil? It's not a paint. Oh, okay. This has gone dreadfully wrong. But yeah, so it's called paintbrush here. So that's. Oh, it seems to change. You want to save it? No, that's okay. And yeah, no, scroll wheel wouldn't work. And yeah, here we got a media player as well. I probably don't have a lot of media to play on it. But there we go. Let's actually have a little load up here. So, oh, there are no MCI device drivers installed on your system. Drivers in control panel to install. Okay, so we won't be able to hear that and such like that. And yeah, clock. There's no clock down the bottom. There's no task bar or anything like that. So this is how you get your time. Just like stick that up there, and that's the date and the time, and it's not actually accurate to the time that I'm looking at this. It's well off. I don't know where they're pulling the time from here, but yeah, this is well off. But yeah, they even have write, and still have Notepad. Notepad is still, gosh, Notepad hasn't changed very much, has it? But there we go. Nope. Because it's not even WordPad and stuff like that. And what do they call it? The Microsoft Office one. Don't know, but it's got a calculator. Check this out. All these calculator functions, and we can go view scientific. Gosh, this has got even more complex stuff here. We can do hexadecimal, binary, degrees, radians, and a bunch of other things here. So let's just check sine. I probably can't do that. 1 sine. Oh, we're in degrees here. Let's go to radians. Let's clear. Clear 1 sine. Oh, well, I'm thinking of the wrong thing then, aren't I? Never mind. Let's close that up there. Object packager. Lots of wonderful things here and stuff like that. But yeah, has the other one loaded up? Oh, here we go. Starting Windows 95. And sorry for the sound that's going to play. It says it's muted, but it's not muted. So apologise for the sound that's going to play whilst this actually loads into Windows 95 here. Here we go. Get those very authentic vibes and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously here, as I said, we've got this. As I said, we've got the recycle bin. We've got the My Computer, which let's just have a look and see. Yeah, see how this looks. This looks a little bit nicer here. Do we have programs, accessories? I've got Paint. It's actually called Paint here now, and only dial-up tone, or yeah, and all that kind of thing. Let's load up Paint. We've locked up again. Oh. Well, this hasn't worked as well. It was working pretty well when I wasn't streaming and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's having some problems at the moment for whatever reason. So we'll have to, unfortunately, not do that. But yeah, here you can like insert some other discs into, or you can't see that. You can insert some other discs in here. Like we can load up Lemmings into the drive. And I mean, obviously you have to close File Manager. Yeah, that's it. It was working fine. And then we have to go to drive A here. A, there's no disk in drive A. It is, it's right there. I can see it. Hang on. Maybe I need to say load into it. And then hopefully if we click over to it now, it'll, here we go. This is Lemmings here. The old computer from the 1990s. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not able to get my oldest computer that I have available at the moment. But Lemmings batch install. Oh gosh, a bunch of other things here. Let's install Lemmings here. Oh gosh, what's happening? Oh no, oh no. Please choose your video mode. We're on a VGA, it says here. So let's do that. Which drive contains Lemmings Disk 1? A. Where do you wish to install Lemmings? Yeah, C. Oh gosh, do I have to do everything here? / Lemmings, like that. Okay, create your Lemmings. Yes. It copies a few things over here. And then puts us back over to here. So we need to go into C over here. We have our Lemmings file here. It's not even program files or anything like that. Of course, we could have created one ourselves, but this is when they didn't have the programs files thing here. And then we can go Lemmings bat, I guess. Feeling like elite hacker indeed. Oh gosh, PC Lemmings machine type selection screen. PC compatible like a Tandy. This might be. Let's try that one and see how it goes. PC Lemmings loading. Please wait. Oh gosh, VGA. Yes, of course we're on VGA. I already said. Oh, maybe that didn't like it. No, it's not liking it. I don't know quite how it's set up. This is apparently an IBM PC8 IBM PCAT, 8 megahertz, 2 megabyte RAM, 20 megabyte hard disk formatted, and IBM VGA. And yeah, so this is some things you can find on the internet. So after that, what else do we have happening in August of 1995? We have the Sunday licensing hours change here, which has got a bunch of things here, but basically says that pubs can open on Sundays for limited hours. So for subsection 1b, Sundays, Christmas Day and Good Friday, there shall be substituted B, on Sundays other than Christmas Day and on Good Friday, the hours from 12 noon to 10:30 in the evening, and C, on Christmas Day, the hours from 12 noon to 10:30 in the evening with a break of 4 hours beginning at 3 in the afternoon. Because of course there has to be a break at 3 o'clock, because what happens at 3 o'clock? If you don't know, from the UK, it is the Queen's speech. They want everybody to listen to the Queen talk about stuff. But yeah, this was the act which allowed pubs to open on Sunday here. And Liz herself said it was okay to do that. Now, we got something also interesting. It's a shame that Starlight had to pop away, because this might be getting into something that she might be interested in and such like that, but obviously we can make a note to let her know if she doesn't come back for this. So what we have, no, I'm loading up the wrong things here. Trying to click my right buttons. No, that is fine. Close this program down. There we go. This was a TV program which was out around this time. There's a pilot on the 14th of August 1995 for this here, and it's called Oh Dr. Beeching, and had the actually got the lyrics for it down here. The lyrics for the thing was like, "Oh, Dr. Beeching, what have you done? There once were lots of trains to catch, but soon there will be none. I'll have to buy a bike, 'cause I can't afford a car. Oh, Dr. Beeching, what a naughty man you are." Sung by Sue Pollard, who you might know from Heidi High and other things here in the UK. Heidi High was a comedy show here in the UK, which kind of played on the kind of classic British, yes, the classic British local holiday destinations of like Butlins and things like that. But yeah, the theme song for that was like, Heidi Heidi Hi, hody hody ho, go 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 to the holiday rock, or something like that. So basically it was these holiday destinations in the UK, which probably are still around or whatever, but that was the follow-up poll, the thing that the next person that person wrote here, with many of the same actors as Heidi High, as it says here, was this one, Oh Dr. Beeching. And what it was about, it was the Beeching axe, which, you know, or Beeching cuts, which you may or may not know about, which yeah, if you don't know about Heidi High, Paul Shane here, there we go. It's Paul Shane, looking a bit different to what he did in Heidi High and such like that. But yeah, Stephen Lewis, was that another? Oh, that guy, you might know him from like the On the Buses or stuff like that. But he's been in quite a few things. And he's like, oh, I'm you don't do that kind of acting and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's quite the classic kind of British actors, comedians, and things like that. If you remember, like LOLO, you think along those lines, but instead at a train station here. So the beaching cuts was what the show was about, and that was a plan to increase the efficiency of the nationalised railway system in Great Britain. The plan was outlined in 2 reports: the reshaping of British railways in 1963 and the development of the major railway trunk routes in 1965, written by Richard Beeching. This is why it's called the Beeching Cuts, and the programme was called Oh Dr. Beeching. Published by the British Railways Board. Now, nowadays, British Railways has long been broken up and privatised and things like that, but at this time it was still, we had British Rail, which was a national thing, and what they did, they decided that a lot of stations, like 2,363 stations and 5,000 miles of railway, were to be closed. And a lot of people in Britain might know some places which look like they used to have a railroad or whatever going through them, or a strange bit of land which looks like it probably had some kind of road or something going through it, which now has basically a park or something like that. Possibly because it was maybe one of the railways or railway lines that were shut by these beaching cuts and stuff like that. Now this kind of like... It's almost, British Rail, it almost is relevant to another thing I want to show off here, but not quite. Because even though this was like 1963 and 1965 here, we need you more than ever. Indeed. I've looked at some prices and things, train tickets recently, and they're like, oh gosh. But yes, we have Evesham Rail Station. Now, you may know, I've mentioned before, I grew up in this place called Evesham here. And obviously it has this railway station here. But the railway station used to be a little bit bigger than it is now. Here's a very nice old picture of them opening up the railway station, stuff like that. Some people in very old clothes here, and some waving some flags and stuff like this. So we actually look at the picture here, we can see it says here, eat, drink and be merry on a sign above the railway here. And then across the bridge here it says, success to the Oxford Wall and Wool Railway. Oxford, Worcester probably, and something else I can't think of at the moment. But yes, apparently this is the opening of the railway in Evesham and such like that. So as I say though, those kind of around the same time of like 1963 and stuff like this here. The Midland station here, it wasn't closed down due to that the beaching cuts, as far as I can tell here. The Midland station closed to passenger traffic in June of 1963, and completely a year later, the original timber buildings from the station was taken to build Monsaldale Railway Station, which, as you can see by this little screenshot here, is also a disused railway station now. And the rest of the site has been redeveloped as a housing estate. So yeah, I mean, if you actually look at the site here, you'll be able to see. And I've actually got up. We got some information about here. This was the Midland station here, which was closed in 1963, and as I said, it doesn't seem like it was down to the beaching cuts that it actually happened. Here's some maps of where it is. You can see how busy this map is here with lots of railways and things like that. This is a 62 picture. This looks very familiar to me. Not quite the same as it is nowadays, but yeah, this is what it looks like, or looked like later. Very, very empty and very disused, and then used as a car park and various other things. But we also have maps. Now this map here is just a basic Google map one. This is not going to show you too much about it there, but we do have also online things like this, where you can have a look around old maps and stuff like that, and very usefully you can fade between the old maps and the new maps. So what we have here is, this is like the railway station is here, the railway line goes through here, and this is the station right here, and it's got a little bridge, as you saw, that goes over the railway line here. Got one waiting room over here, and then the main station over here where you can buy your tickets and stuff like that. And you can see a lot of housing estates and stuff are here. So if you like fade in to the other side here, you can see this is what we're looking at here. This is what still exists, this line that goes up, down here and stuff like that. So if we'd like fade it a little bit more slowly here, you can see that those buildings are roughly in those right places. You've got the bridge here, as I said, and those two buildings. And we'll fade it back in over here. And this is the bridge and the two buildings and the line, as I said, that still exists here. But then you've got all this other one. This is the Midland Rail Station over here. The other side, you've got all these lines going up over here and these other buildings and stuff like that. Whereas if we like fade over for here now, you can see all that is taken up by, well, I said, the car park here and also the housing estates and stuff like that. And as an interesting kind of thing to go here, we can fade back over here. You can see there's like a line that went up here and then up here. So let's see if we can notice that on the actual map here. Yep, you can kind of see that, can't you? The line that used to come down through here. You can see this road is following that here, and then it kind of goes up, cuts through here along the side here. You can see showing a mark in the landscape of where this, as you see, this is the railway line going all the way up here, and it went all the way down here as well. And you can kind of see, yep, this is like the outline of this disused railway thing. It used to come through here, up here, and such like that. And obviously is not there anymore. If you're wondering about Evesham Micros, actually, let's have a look. It would have been the shop that I was more familiar with is the one that would have been on this corner here. Oh gosh, map data not available. Okay, come on. Yeah, this is where it used to be when it was in kind of more in town. This is like the main, or the Bridge Street, because obviously it goes up to the bridge, which is like one of the main shopping streets here, and then the High Street, which is the you know, bigger main shopping street in Evesham here. And so just coming over from Benjworth over here into Evesham, we had this shop on the corner here, which this used to be Evesham Micros, and this is where I saw like the old Spectrum cassettes and BBC Micro cassettes, and bought some off the shelves there. And one day we were driving, or my dad was driving past in the car, but here, or coming out of the car park that you can see over here, and came past here, and we saw the advert for Rainbow Islands in the window, and I was like, ah, gosh, I want that game. And such like that. So this is obviously a lot of reminiscing for me. But let's go back to the 1888 or 1913 maps here and go fade here. We still had some buildings there at that point. Whereas if you look in some of these other places over here, over this side, you can see that there's been a lot more development over this side here. Look at all these houses and things over here at the moment. And then if we like fade over to this old map here, you can see there's all this. When these people were young in 1913, all this was fields. All of this was fields. But there we go. You can see like all these fields and fields around here, and going ahead to the modern thing, you can see a lot of fields around here. Obviously, the main bulk of it is in this like kind of area, kind of here. We're going to do, but yeah, not a lot around here. Just some little villages, Great and Little Hampton here. So just a few things here, and then if we go back to the modern map, you can see a lot more built up areas. Field once and will be fields again. Yes, indeed. But yeah, as you see, even the modern maps of around Evesham are still very green and stuff like that. And so just as like obviously a thing, because obviously we see the Evesham Micros being advertised in the Amiga magazines and stuff like that. So this is Evesham. That was Evesham Micros on this corner here. As I said, they actually moved a bit further up, somewhere around here later on, I think it was. I can't remember exactly at the moment. My brain's not in full gear, but I could point you more directly at some other point. But yeah, in this little place here, and you can just get an idea of how little this place is here. You can see the size of it there, and you come up to some place like, oh, I don't know, like Birmingham up here. You can see quite how much more there is to to the place here and stuff like that. Look at all this going on, all this sprawling stuff and whatever. And then there's little old Evesham. It's down amongst the fields down here somewhere. yeah, so that was obviously to more mark the train lines and stuff like that, and lots of train lines that actually used to go through. Let's have a look and see if we can find any here. These could be like train lines here, going here through Ash Church. I think maybe that one might still be there. No, not still there. See, it would gone through here and up there, but yeah, trains, they're gone, they all gone, and stuff like that. But yeah, even looking up to where we were kind of seeing before, with all this busyness and stuff like that. Even at this time, it was Birmingham was quite a mass of things here. But after you look into some fields across here, I'm like, no, yeah, they're all filled in now. All of those over by Yardley and stuff like that, and whatever, Sheldon and various other things. All this, yep, all it filled in and such like that. But let's not get too much into that and such. Another thing which maybe like the American viewers might have more of a connection with was the Yo MTV Raps and stuff like this. Apparently this month here was when it actually finished, or like one part of it finished, and apparently it had a lot of famous people doing freestyle raps and stuff like that. I found one of the videos for it, or some of the videos here. So apparently got Ray Kim, Eric Sermon, Chub Rock, and there's ones here as well. If we just pause this here, we can see we had Breadman, Method Man, Extra Piece, Special Ed. If you know rappers and such, you'll probably be able to identify some of these people and such like that. And this was them doing like freestyling for the last episode of Yo MTV Raps and stuff like that. Also, on August the 14th of 1995, Nintendo discontinued the Nintendo Entertainment System in both North America and Europe. So yeah, I've still got my stuff hidden under a bunch of other stuff, but one day that NES will come out and I'll show you it. And I do actually have an NES, I promise you. Also, there was this game that came out, and normally what I've done is in the past is like say, this game came out, I don't really know too much about it, but this was for the Genesis or Mega Drive or such like that, and it was a game, like an action game in a comic-y kind of way, and we can actually look here at some footage courtesy of this channel here, 8-bit HD. They've very nicely uploaded it to YouTube for people to watch, and so basically this is the kind of thing that would happen. You can see this person picking a few things up, and then possibly one of the gimmicks of the game here just going over into the next panel and such like that. And so it's very themed around these comic strips and stuff like that. And after beating these people up here and stuff like that, so you would jump down. It is neat, jump down to like the next pages and stuff like that, and various other things. But yeah, there's this long play here. It seems like later on in the game it kind of like doesn't stick with the panel. Oh no, it's still got the panels and stuff like that. I couldn't quite see from the thumbnails and stuff like that, but yeah, so this was like the kind of gimmick of the game, was that there were all these panels and such things like that, and you'd be able to like go between the panels once you've like defeated the enemies and such like that. Another thing that came out was Tekken 2. 10 plus playable fighters in Tekken 2, and let's have a look at a little bit of a video of that here. We've got Namco here, we've got sort of cinematic at the start here, and these are some of the fighters. I think this is I don't know. But we've got basically that going ahead, and then this is what it was like. Lots of polygons. As you can see, it's still like a side-on thing, but I think you could do like shuffles to the side to dodge around the other players' attacks and stuff like that. But you had to stop playing with brother because he was a sore loser. Oh dear. We have King, of course, King, the is it leopard masked fighter here. wearing the tie. It seems very, very bad to wear a tie in a kind of fight like this, but all the same. So yeah, there was that. Also, we had Yoshi's Island, called Super Mario World 2, which you can kind of see kind of what, yeah, very, 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 very good style there, but possibly a little bit, grabbable and stuff like that. You can kind of see where they're going, we're coming from calling it Mario World 2, because Super Mario World actually had a lot of different things. If you actually look at the game, especially if you know different ROM hacks and stuff like that, there's certain things that pop up only in one part of Super Mario World that never get picked up on again. And I think it's a thing that kind of comes up in like future Mario games as well. They have like, this is like basically set pieces which are only in single parts of the game and then kind of just forgotten about. And I think that's a very kind of similar thing for Yoshi's Island here as well. This had the wonderful cartoon kind of style or hand-drawn style to it and such like that, where you'd control Yoshi here and try and get the baby Mario to the end, and it's a very good game. So that's what we have there. We also have Command and Conquer, the 1995 version. I've got a video here of somebody playing through here. So this was like an RTS thing, hand-drawn style, a rebuttal of being told they should make it look realistic. Of course. That is the way Nintendo goes, apart from when they did, which Zelda was it after Wind Waker? They're like, fine, you want a realistic one? Here you go. I do like Wind Waker though. But yeah, so basically a little RTS thing, Command and Conquer there. What else do we have? Alonzo Church. I mean, normally, as I said, I don't like to focus on deaths and stuff like that, but obviously with important people, it's worth looking into them. So Alonzo Church was an American mathematician, logician, philosopher, professor, and editor who made major contributions to mathematical logic. Best known for the lambda calculus. Now, some people who've done maths or programming or such like that might have some idea of what lambda calculus and stuff is. But there's also the Church-Turing thesis, along with, Alan Turing, states the function on the natural numbers can be calculated by an effective method if and only if it is computable by a Turing machine, which is very interesting. It's kind of seems like a cyclical kind of things here. And then there's he proved the unsolvability of the Entscheidungs problem. I probably pronounced that very, very badly. For an algorithm that considers an input statement, the answer is yes or no, according to whether the statement is universally valid. And there's a lot of things going on here. But alongside his student Alan Turing, so that's kind of like give you an idea of where he was in things. So, but yeah, he did obviously a lot of smart things. One of them was this lambda calculus, which was a way to very precisely prove logical statements and things like that. But it's very difficult to read. We have a website here which is Learn X in Y Minutes, where X equals lambda calculus. So this is the easy intro to lambda calculus. So what we've got is a variable named x, cool. We have a function which uses this lambda character here, and so a function on x, which is just x here, and then you have the application. You apply this function to this variable with argument a. So this might already be losing some people, but what you do is you put this a into this value here, and then you do this function to it, I think it is. So what we have here, we put a into x and it outputs x here, but here you put a, well, you don't put a into y because you had to put a into x because it's a function of x, so you just get y out. Sorry, I'm probably confusing people here as well, but as I said, this is the easy introduction to this kind of thing here, and then you can put these things together in different ways and stuff like that. True is represented by this function, false is represented by this function, and a bunch of other things going on. If we want to define numbers, we can have 0 as the function of x, and so 1 can then be the function of x of the function of x. It's, yeah. However you explain this here, and we can define addition through these means as well. And yeah, as I said, this is a simple beginner explanation of the lambda calculus. So, if I spent enough time with it myself, I did actually do a course in university about this. If I actually spent the time with it and actually had a good teaching materials and stuff like that, I would have some kind of idea of what it was actually doing and stuff like that, because this is how you prove the Gödel's incompleteness theorem, which was basically that there are theorems that exist that we cannot construct logical proofs for. And you can prove it all using this lambda calculus stuff here, and it's I've been shown through it in lectures before, and I don't know it. But there we go. Also, we had Carl Giles, who died here. You may have seen these cartoons if you're in the UK. Various in like the Daily Express, there was these cartoons which always had Giles written on it and stuff like that. I tried to pick out some appropriate strips to give you an idea of the style and stuff like that. Some of them just like whoosh right over my head, because it's probably like it's a politics thing and whatever, and probably you had to be there at the time to understand exactly what the reference was and all that kind of thing. But yes, here's some of them here. We have like the Prime Minister going here, and let's have a little look at what it says here. So you've got the Prime Minister. We've got a bunch of mice following the Prime Minister whilst they play like a flute and stuff like that. And it says on the sign here, House of Commons, plague of mice, wanted, good mouser. And it says down here, great for the old image, PM saves nation the cost of a cat. Which is probably one of the more understandable strips here and stuff like that. And you can see the Giles here, the signature, which is possibly familiar to people in the UK, or at least of my age or older, because this is a 1972 strip, and I obviously wasn't alive for that there. But yes, as I said, that's one of the things here. Some of them though do kind of just go over the head and stuff like that. So some of them aren't easy to look. We got some swastikas on some things here, so let's try and skip past those here. What is this one? Let's try and understand what this strip is trying to say. Oh no, it's a 404. It's coming up here. Close that then. Apparently we can't look at that. Let's look at this one. This is another one by Giles here. Oh no, don't save as. Stop it. What is this trying to say? So we've got somebody in a tank coming along being shot at, and there's other missiles stuff flying backwards and forwards, and so they stop, they open up a little tea shop in the middle of the battlefield. Why? I don't know. Is this absurdist humour? Is this something else? I can't tell. We also have some other things here, like what is this one here? It says, open a new tab. Let's try and see what if we can understand this one. It says, Mother's Day. Give her a rest from cooking. Take her out for a picnic. And I'm not sure what's happening here. So there certainly seems to be picnic things happening here. But I don't know what I'm supposed to be focusing on. See, a lot of them are a bit like this. It's like, okay, so what is the point here? Possibly, is it because it gave a rest from cooking? Is this what we're looking at here? We've got a big spread of things that they're having for their picnic, and so they had to cook it anyway, but nobody actually seemed to be paying attention to each other here, so I don't know what's supposed to be going on and such like that. So these are some of the ones which, like, I really don't understand what this is all about. This one here seemed I know this is one where you could add a meaning to it. I don't know if it's the meaning that they were going for here, but they've got some people sitting around a fancy place having some tea or whatever, and it says on the newspaper here, call girl will not name clients, and it says here, I wish she would, just to put your mother's mind at rest. I mean, I don't know what the intended reading of that is, but you could probably read it in a few different ways. So that was 1987, apparently. July 16th, 1987. I mean, it maybe had some reference to something that actually was happening around that time or whatever, but I don't understand. And this is another one which came up quite a bit on the Google search. It's like, but I still don't know if I quite understand it. We have somebody holding a box here that says British turkey that seems to be empty. There's a dog sitting out here by the door. And there's lots of leaves around them, and there's a couple of people back here in the kitchen, and they've got they're dropping blancmange everywhere, and it's on the cat as well. And apparently this is one that got coloured in. Is one that appears a bit when you search for Giles and cartoonist in Wikipedia and in Google and stuff like that. It's like, okay, maybe this means something to some people, but to me it's just like, this person's coming back and having a look in a box and they don't have a turkey in it. Is the dog supposed to have eaten it? Is it the joke that the British turkey is there isn't British turkey? I mean, if the dog had eaten it, oh, I suppose these are feathers, aren't they? Oh, I get it. Because I thought these were like leaves that are blown in from outside or something like that, but there's going to be feathers, aren't they? So the dog ate the turkey. We figured that out, and does it mean anything? Is that it? The dog ate the turkey? Yeah, fine. We also had this building, which was constructed here, and I'd known very little about this building here myself. Chaos is sending things through here. The building looks like this. I want to have a bit more of a look at it after we've looked at whatever it is that Chaos is trying to show us here. That is very good. Let us just show that here. So this is the building which we're going to be having a little look at and whatever, but let's yeah, looks very fancy and whatever, but let's look what Chaos is showing us. To measure puns properly, use a seismograph. Very, very, very good. So this is like the Google Street View version of this place here. You can kind of get a bit more of the context of where it is and all that kind of things here. So we've got some of the surroundings here and whatever. You've got a huge archway right at the front here, and then also you've got the main building up here, which obviously you can't really click and get forward ahead. This would be a place which you wouldn't want to end up in GeoGuessr or something like that, because here's the Bapshri Hindu Mandir and whatever, and there's like maybe there's something else around here which might help you locate where you are and such like that. We're not doing GeoGuessr here, but we've got here the school over here. So if you know a bit about London, maybe you'd be able to figure it out, but let's see here. So we want to move a little character, or how do we do this? Let's go back out of this, and then where's the little Street View person? There it is. Let's go on a road around the area instead. GeoGuessr stream went, oh gosh, we're not doing GeoGuessr at the moment. We might do in the future. Oh gosh, I've lost where this building is. Capital, we've lost it. No, it's around here. So let us find the little person. Yeah, there's little photo spots here, but let's put them on the road. And here we go. I think I had a bit of a renovations or something at this point here. So this is basically a normal kind of like British road and stuff like that. With you find these SCPs around the place as well. But if you come down the road, we can look over to the side and see this fancy building over here. Move forward a little bit ahead, and here's that fancy gateway as well. And if we go around the side here more, we can kind of have a look at Not next Katie stream, maybe at some point in the future, but not next stream. But yeah, it's a very good looking building in a very normal looking part of London, really. And here's some view from behind. Yeah, you even got some like underground bus stop things here and so on. And yeah, Europe car. some chimney stacks over here as well. So yeah, it's just like just a normal bit of London. It's a very pretty building in it. Here we go. Also out during this time. Where are we? It's this place in London that was built in 1995 called, was it Bapshri Swaminarayan, sorry if I don't pronounce that correctly, Mandir, London, ornate Hindu temple and cultural centre. So there's just a very, very, very pretty building there, and we'll have one last look around the front of it. Here we go. There, just in a normal bit of London, just like any old normal bit of London. Just imagine living over here and looking out your window every day and seeing stuff like this. I wonder if these like expensive houses. I mean, they could be. They've got driveways at least, haven't they? Oh, look, and of course, the sign of the times, the COVID-19 vaccination centre, or at least sign of like more recent times at least. Also around this time was Babe, the film about the pig who can speak, and stuff like that. And so I have not much more to say about that other than this was out here. We also had Dangerous Minds, which was out as well, which had Michelle Pfeiffer teaching a lot of like inner city kids and stuff. By director of Mad Max, was it Babe? Neat. We had the facts coming from West instead here. Yeah, I'm waffling a lot. I didn't want to like try to focus on too much because obviously the whole stream could be about this first segment about interesting things that Katie found or whatever. But we want to get onto the Amiga magazine and stuff at some point. But yeah, Dangerous Minds. You might know this more from the soundtrack, which had Gangster's Paradise on it. So what we've got here is got the lyrics for Gangster's Paradise here, so like I don't forget them when I'm trying to tell people what it's like if they don't know what it's like. I think a lot of people do, but it's like, as I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, I took a look at my life and realized there's nothing left, because I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man who didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying in chalk, and so on. And then it goes on, been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise, and so on. And some very appropriate Katie Rahal, some very appropriate lyrics for the particular situation. They say I gotta learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't. I guess they won't. I guess they frontin'. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. So yeah, that is still appropriate, unfortunately, to today. And also around this time, that Babe and Dangerous Minds was out. We had the Mortal Kombat film of 1995, starring a bunch of people who I don't recognise the names of so much, but were probably people who were actual fighters or people who actually appeared in Mortal Kombat and such like that. Christopher Lambert seems like a more familiar name. It was Tarzan and stuff like that. But yes, obviously people know about Mortal Kombat and how films of video games and video games of films just generally tend to be as good as the original things. Apart from things like, Lego Lord of the Rings, which really did things very well. Themes from Dig Slap of the Mortal Kombat. Oh yes, because that includes something I can't play, which I dearly, dearly, dearly wish I could play. Techno Syndrome is what the name of the actual song is. Techno Syndrome was a Mortal Kombat. I dearly, dearly wish I could play it for you, everybody, but of course, copyright things being as they are, unfortunately, we can't do that. Also, we only got a few more things to look through here. We had the Amazing Panda Adventure. Is Starly around yet or not? You have to tell her that there was a film called The Amazing Panda Adventure, following a 10-year-old American boy who travels to China and has to take a panda cub to the reserve so it can reunite with its mother. It's a Warner Brothers film here. We can see the boy. Yes. The Amazing Panda Adventure. We can see here the panda and the boy running across a very precarious looking bridge here, and so on. But I thought that was a one that was very interesting. Also, we had Desperado, the film, starring Antonio Banderas here, Steve Buscemi, has Quentin Tarantino in there as well. But yeah, this is a thing which things are coming back to me slightly here. I'd seen part of this film on a VHS sometime after its release, because my brother wanted to do, he had like a video course in school or something like that, and he wanted to do one of the scenes from this, but done, just filmed. You hadn't told everything this soon. Okay. So I think I assisted slightly in helping him to reshoot this one scene, but with other bits and places. I think it's a scene where the main character here opens up a guitar case and brings out some guns and stuff like that. Maybe after we've done Bugsnax, but I can't promise anything, okay? As I said, I have plenty of other things I want to get onto. But yeah, also has Salma Hayek in here as well. Also around this time, I don't know too much about this person, but other people in chat might. Dua Lipa here was born 22nd of August 1995. Singer. I listened to one of their songs and it's just like, yeah, this sounds like pop music. Not really catching me so much. Yeah. We also had Oingo Boingo here breaking up. Now, you may or may not know who Oingo Boingo is. They had a song for a film called Weird Science. It's like, what's it? From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intentions? Weird science, ba-ba-ba-ba, is it real? My creation, I do not know, and such like that. So possibly you might know Oingo Boingo from the person who is possibly the most famous person to come out of the band here, who is Danny Elfman, who you may know, who did the theme song for The Simpsons and also played Jack Skellington, or at least the sung parts of Jack Skellington, I think, in A Nightmare Before Christmas. So that is what we've got here. So yes, the Oingo Boingo technically broke up around this time. Yeah, this is like when they broke up. He started getting involved with A Nightmare or The Nightmare Before Christmas here, which is 1993 film. It's really that early, is it? I didn't know that. But voice cast, yeah, Chris Sarandon, this person here, the speaking voice for Jack Skellington, and Danny Elfman doing the singing voice. So because the band was breaking up and such like that, you got Jack Skellington singing "What's This?" and such like that. Also, because they have to be here, we have Frank Welker, who has been, I think that was Nibbler and many other people, many other characters on TV. But yeah, Frank Welker's done so many voices, and in this film is Zero, Jack's pet ghost dog. So there we go. And strangely enough, features like Greg Proops as well from Whose Line Is It Anyway and such. He's also voiced the titular character on the US version of Bob the Builder. Okay, yeah, we had Neil Morrissey here doing the voice for Bob the Builder, but apparently Greg Proops did it there. Okay. Also, we had around this time Ben Folds 5, the album, which has a lot of my favourite songs by Ben Folds 5 here. Let's just flick through here. Jackson Cannery, a good one. Philosophy, I really like that one. Alice Childress, a good one as well. Underground, banger. Let's see here. Best Imitation of Myself is a pretty good one as well. Boxing is a pretty good one. It's like a slow song, but then it goes like really hammers at the end of the thing, and there's a lot of good songs here. Let's just have a look at one of them here. So, Best Imitation of Myself lyrics. Here we go. I feel like a quote out of context, withholding the rest, so I can be for you what you want to see. Got the gesture and sounds, got the timing down. It's uncanny, yeah. You think it was me. Now, how would that reflect on me as a young person who didn't know they were autistic and trans? How possibly would things like, do you think I should take a class to lose my southern accent? Did I make me up, or make the face till it's stuck? I do the best imitation of myself. This is a lot of aim, and yeah. Last night I was east with them and west within, trying to be for you. This is for you, West here. Last night I was east with them and west within, trying to be for you what you want to see, but I can't help it with you. The good and bad comes through. Don't want you hanging out with no one but me. Yeah, some other things which we could get into, but we're not going to get into. But yeah, you can possibly see from people who know me a little bit that these lyrics, even though I didn't know, that they're pretty yeah. Yeah, and things like this. The problem with you speech you gave me was fine. I like the theories about my little stage. I swore I was listening, but I started drifting around the part about me axing my age. Yeah, this is very... I can see now, looking at these lyrics, these are some lyrics that are very, very directed at me. Maybe I'm thinking myself in a hole, wondering who I am when I ought to know. Straighten up, now it's time to go fool somebody else. So yeah, let's skip away from these lyrics because they're a little bit too real, really. But also we had this album released, which is a bloody good album. In fact, I mean, I know most of the singles, but I should really actually listen to the album here. So let me make sure I make a note here. Garbage album. Let me make sure that I actually listen to that through properly at some point, because some of the ones that I do know, featuring this is like Shirley Manson, the singer of the band. Come on, where's the thing here? Garbage. Let's have a look and see who's part of it. Yeah, Shirley Manson. Who's I think it's one of these things. It's like, were they, as a young person, was it like I wanted to be them or be with them? But yeah, it's definitely that kind of thing. She's definitely got a very much look and a look, and a young Katie was very interested in such a thing. We have Butch Vig as well, who also you might know from producing Nevermind by Nirvana, as well as a bunch of other albums and stuff like that, as well as being in Garbage here as well. But yeah, so the songs here are queer. We have a song called Queer. The queerest of the queer, the strangest of the strange. I'll have to look at the lyrics to that here. And Only Happy When It Rains, one of my favourite songs here. Stupid Girl, it's a good one here as well. I think I've heard Milk, but I can't remember what it is actually like at the moment. But let's have a look here. And Google's probably not going to let us look it up, is it? Garbage Queer. No. Google, please stop censoring this. Google. It's not a bad word, Google. It's, hey boy, take a look at me. me dirty up your mind. I'll strip away your hard veneer and see what I can find. The queerest of the queer, the strangest of the strange, the coldest of the cold, the lamest of the lame, the numbest of the numb. So the numbest of the dumb. I hate to see you here. You choke behind a smile, a fake behind a fear. The queerest of the queer, indeed. A bit more poetry than some other songs there, but a good one here. Also out at this time was "And Out Come the Wolves" by Rancid here. This is around the time where a lot of good punk albums and stuff were coming out, like Bad Religion, Stranger Than Fiction. As I say, the first CD album that I ever bought was Stranger Than Fiction here as well. We have Ducky here and Smash by The Offspring, and so a lot of good stuff here, like Time Bomb, Olympia WA, Ruby Soho. That's the one I like quite well as well, and such like that. There's a good songs on the album. I don't know the whole album. Also around this time was a live album by NoFX here as well, which have got a good some good songs on here as well. Bob's a good one. Sold Out. Kill All the White Man, a good one as well. And quite a few. Not the ones that I'd pick out as their best ones. Like, Linoleum, that's a good one as well. Not necessarily all the ones I'd pick out as their best ones, but they're pretty good. Also, we had this out around this time. Gosh. And I bring this up because obviously everybody knows about the Macarena. We got a lot of stuff going on. We have the actual singers of it in here somewhere. These are two guys here, Los Del Rio, but they got the remix, which became popular and stuff like that. This is the remix which had like the English lyrics put into it, but there was some actual original lyrics, which we can look here. If we go down, it was Spanish, originally in Spanish, and it was this Dale tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo espadal alegría y cosas buenas, Dale tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena, ay, and stuff like that. And Macarena tiene una novia que se llama de apellido Vittorini. So we're not going to say a lot about here, but if you listen to the English lyrics and actually paid attention to them, you'll know that they're not as sweet as you might think, or whatever, from just a catchy pop song or whatever. And the original lyrics were possibly even worse, because the actual thing here, the Dale tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo espadal alegría cosa buena, and stuff like that. The actual lyrics here were, give happiness to your body, Macarena, because your body is for giving happiness and nice things too. So that is the chorus that's there, and then the verses that are usually sung in Spanish. Macarena has a boyfriend who's called the last name Vittorino, and while he was taking his oath as a conscript, she was giving it to two friends. So yeah, remember that thing where as kids you dance and whatever, all that kind of thing. Macarena, hey Macarena. Yeah, they're talking about this girl who, Macarena. You're popular in the summers in Marbella. You like the guerrilla excesses. I'm not quite sure what that's referring to. Macarena dreams of the English tailor and buys the latest model. She would like living in New York and seduce a new boyfriend. So yeah, and another one of these songs which, is not necessarily appropriate for kids to be, not necessarily singing along to, because they wouldn't have necessarily understood the Spanish lyrics or whatever. Even though I've kind of like tried a little bit myself to try and understand it, it's still difficult for me to sing along, because I think they can like skip over some of these words occasionally. I think it's like Dale tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo pedal alegría cosa buena, and stuff like that. But that is that, and eventually, after 2 hours, we can now get back to seeing Amiga Format telling us about their problem-solving guide to fix it for us in transitioning. We won't be looking at this program, because as I said, it converts IFF files to GIFs or JPEGs or that kind of thing. And indeed, thank you very much, West. I shall have a drink. And I was expecting that would come up as well afterwards. Everybody, it's time to stand up. I kind of had that everybody dance now song in my head then. But then sort of it's about standing up. So everybody stand now. Ba, 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 ba. Oh gosh, hang on. Let's see. Legs. Operational. Oof. I mean, you just wanted to see more otters, didn't you? And let's go to the cam here. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. Cam, there we go. Otters. Lots of lovely otters all over. Pockets is. Or at least that's the benefit of having me stand up, as you can see the otters. And the crabs. So let's go over there. Right, back to the browser now. In fact, over to here. So, a lot of things on here are things that I'm not really going to look too much into because there's not so much of interest to look at. The first thing we're going to actually have a look at is, once I get everything in the right place and set up, so I can see things properly, we have this utilities disk, which has on it a calculator. So if we look into here, system, let's see, utilities, expansion, is there a calculator? And there's a clock in here. Press tools, is there a calculator? Here's a calculator. So this is the calculator that comes with the Amiga. It's, basic one, you can do like 6 times 5 equals 30.0. It gets down to that accuracy. We can see clear, anti-clear all, edit, copy, cut, paste, show tape, whatever that means. And so basically, this is a basic calculator. You can do most of your basic calculator tasks there. But this AR calc thing here, gosh, where is it? Over here. This is a little bit more involved, as you can see. Let's try and do this as we were trying to do before. Sine 1. I've got to put the other bracket in. I tested this, you didn't like it. 0.8, whatever. Can we go into... this is radians. I forget. I know how to do this. Sine of pi. There we go. That's what I was trying to do before. I don't know, I went for 1. Sine of pi is 0. There we go. Because it goes up and then it goes back down. Stuff like that. But if you put like the cosine of no, not v. Delete, no, clear. Cosine of pi, close the bracket, we get -1. Because the cosine starts at 1, goes down, and halfway through it's at the bottom, and stuff like that. And so this is just more scientific kind of calculations and things like that. So that's that from that disk. Rest of them aren't terribly interesting. Like, there's LZX, that's a decompression utility thing. Wow, amazing. What am I looking at here? I want to look at now testful. Now, this might be interesting to West. Let me get this one loaded up. And you might have more of an idea of what kind of things to look at in a program like this. So let's have a look at this here, utilities 2. We have typeface. If we load up typeface, we can see here there's not a lot going down here, but we've got some letters or numbers here. So this is a 3, and we can like edit bits and pieces of the 3 and such like that to be like a different type of 3. Like if you wanted your 3 to look like this as well, you could then like save this out and load it in as the font for your system and such like that. Quite why you'd want to do that, I don't know. And then it's got basically some other letters. This is like the M here we can see, and you can like do this and stuff like that, and there's an S and stuff. So I mean, there's not much to look at with this here. We can like open font and see what the font's on the system here. We've got letter Gothic, which looks like, oh, a little bit difficult to read. Was it Opal? Opal. Let's load up Opal. We load Opal into it. Look at the A, and the A looks like this, and D looks like that. U looks like this. The little M is like this and such like this, and you can go in and edit things and save them and such like that. And you can obviously go to different characters here. We've got some extended characters and stuff like here. We've got a pound. Oh, no, it's not a pound. It's the pound here. It looks like this. Various things, the copyright symbol, like that, and all that kind of thing. And some other bits which don't show up onto here, but might have. No, these are still squares. Those don't show up. But yeah, I mean, not much to look at, but there was a little thing that you could obviously edit your fonts on your Amiga with. There is also in this magazine a Player Manager 2 demo, which is about, you know, being a football manager. It's like, I couldn't be less interested in a game, so we're not going to do that. We're going to look at the subscriber disk now. So let us, oh gosh, go over to that. I want that one. And I should be okay. Just, no, actually, what I want to do is just reset things. And align things, or I can see them. So I'm just checking over some things. Yeah, on here, subdisk 74, we have this angel object. Extract angel. We let the angel extract here. It's done that. Of course, angels don't exist, but then we look in the RAM disk, and here's our angel object. Oh, it's not there because we need to show all files. And here, where is it? Angel interceptor. Here we go. So what we can do, I've put a thing in the programs file here, which is the show object thing, which should help me be able to see certain files and things like this. So if I go into what is it? Window, no, workbench, execute command here. I do show object angel interceptor. It should, oh gosh, no. There was a thing that made it work, and I don't know exactly, because I can click on this. Maybe I need to do it like this instead. Oh gosh, why is this so big and annoying and in the way? That's what she said. Can I load it this way? No. Let's try this again, because I did get it to work. Ah, yeah, I know what I need to do. I need actually this thing in the RAM disk with it as well, so that it knows what to access. There we go. Execute command. Do this again. And then this thing can show us. You can move the thing around here. There's a help file thing as well here, so we can look at the wireframe or solid, front, top, right views and all that kind of things. Zoom in and out with I and O, of course. If we want solid colours in, if we look at this side view instead, which side? Oh, this is the side view of it. Okay, F for front view then. No, that is the front view of it. Hang on. What were some other buttons? Front right. R for right view. R. So here we can see the side of it, but it's a little bit big. So let's O for out. Zoom out. And this is a way to look at the objects here without actually loading up Imagine or such like that. But it's a very simple viewer kind of program. But let us see what is on the disk here. And then also I think the last thing that I want to look at on here is the Pac-Man game. Extract the Pac-Man. Let's speed up a little bit. And there we go. And it should be in the RAM disk. What we need to do is update and then go across. No, where is it? It's down. Okay, let's go down then. Down, down. Here we go. Deluxe Pac-Man's over here. Oh, gosh. Pac-Man. This is probably a bit loud, isn't it? Turn that up a little bit more. Oh yeah, this is... It hasn't quite worked. Oh dear. I think we need a ban going on. Yeah, this has like a NTSC mode as well. It should tell me how to change it on here. Thank you, West. 1-player game, 2-player game, beginner game mode, normal game mode, expert game mode, about the game, musical sound effects, Hall of Fame. Here we go, tab. It should change the thing here, so then you can actually see the full screen. Here we go. You can kind of see it on the thing here. Yes, I've never claimed to be good at Pac-Man. Apparently I have glue. I don't know what that does. Oh dear. There we go. And yeah, just kind of more of the same. So we can go off the edges and such. And I don't think it has as many dots as like the original Pac-Man either. Oh, do I have to click that one as well? Okay, that counts. Got to have all the pills. Oh no. Ah! See, I don't think they're behaving like the actual ghosts from the real Pac-Man. Because even though they weren't, you know, the smartest AI, they were designed fairly smartly to try and capture you. And yeah, this is just Pac-Man. Pac-Man, Pac-Man, Pac-Man. You get the idea. Yeah, they do. It's interesting. I don't have the information about it at the moment, but one of them always tried to get ahead of you, one always tried to be like a little bit behind you, and one kind of randomly walked around, and then another one, I can't remember what the other one did. I think tried to run away from you or something like that, if I remember correctly. But yeah. And all that kind of went together to make them be in different places on the map and stuff like that. And such. Let me just, whilst I'm here... where is it? I have completely lost what I want to do here. Here we go, that's what I want to do. Right. So, that is that. We can get into the actual magazine. 2 hours and 20 minutes into the whole thing. So, we can see what ESCOM will speak about. And is real 3D a challenge for Lightwave? We'll find out. we've got an advert here. Workbench. Yeah, unfortunately, the transition is this thing over here, and then this whole main feature thing isn't anything to do with it. What type of Minecraft villager were you trying to get? Is that what I asked Starly to try and get for us? Was the Unbreaking? I think it's Unbreaking 3 is the highest, isn't it? Is what I was liking to try and make sure things didn't break quite so quickly. So let's see. Godsend to programmers, you can now concentrate on writing software instead of interfaces. Or a waste of space. Look at this. This is... What is this? It's apparently Workbench, it says here. Maybe this is a Workbench on a different type of Amiga or something like that? Because I haven't seen it looking like this before. But let us go over here. This month in view. Oh, look at this. West. Look at this friend. They are a good friend. There's much to be happy about this month. Give you a clear idea of ESCOM's future, plus a review of the rather astounding colonization, which once upon a time was not scheduled for release on the Amiga. And yeah, look at other things. This is what's in the thing here. We don't really have anything much to tell you. A shelf space for the Amiga titles has been getting tighter. Software publishers have found it difficult to stock games which won't work on some configuration of the Amiga. To get WH Smith to stock your A1200 only game, you'll have to make a fairly solid case. There we go. There we go again. West. It's like a cross between some kind of lizard and an alien from Aliens and stuff like that. Oh gosh, oh no, oh no. What are they trying to say here? When you were younger, your biggest turn on was followed by a month of worry. What? Okay, now they've got some more here, over here. Now you know better. It takes a lot to match that incredible buzz. The only real anxiety you ever had was once a month. That dreaded pregnant pause until you knew for sure. Oh dear. Times change and so do you, so maybe you want more meaningful relationships, but certainly demand more versatile entertainment systems. You take having fun more... What is this? The launch of the Gold Star 3DO system. It's an ad for the 3DO. Oh, dear me. Well, there we have it, everybody. So whatever happened to... The future of the A1200 is still uncertain. Amiga Technology's first priority is the building of the 100,000 basic A1200 for worldwide distribution, but no price has been set for the new machines, and worryingly, the specification for the new product hasn't been confirmed. Okay. ESCOM also let it be known the takeover of Commodore inventory in Germany and the UK was completed, and it consisted mainly of spare parts. Oh dear. The rumour that's been circulating for many months now about the stocks of new Amigas ready to be sold has been quashed. They do not exist. Yeah, not a great position right there. So we have the Amiga Format news, the Amiga Reborn. So the first phase of the rebirth of the Amiga computer took place on May 30th at the Park Hotel in Frankfurt. So you have some ESCOM people there. The Amiga and its ill-fated parent are at last separated. A freshly redesigned Amiga logo will grace ESCOM's Motorola-based machines, while surprisingly, the Commodore names appears on ESCOM's P75 and P100 Cup Pentium multimedia PCs. Weird, the name and chicken head logo. Indeed. I don't know if you can see it very much there. Still known and recognised by over 90% of European PC users. So let's see what else we've got here. Gosh, this is a name, isn't it? Manfred Schmidt. This is the Manfred in charge of your Amiga. Yeah. Although Amiga Technologies is well aware that the next real direction for the Amiga is into risk territory. So yeah, these Pentium or whatever, these x86 chips, they'll never catch on and stuff like that. It's all about risk stuff for the foreseeable future. The new A4000T is expected to look similar to this. This is not what they showed us. Or maybe it is what they showed, I don't know, but it's meant to look a bit like this apparently. But the acquisition of the Amiga name, patents and technologies signals more than just another revenue stream for the burgeoning ESCOM. The keyword at the press conference was multimedia. Of course, that was the buzzword at the time. ESCOM now envisions itself as a major player in the multimedia market, forming close alliances with Scala and US company Viacom, with a view to interactive TV, set-top boxes and home shopping. Oh dear. Indeed, the first visible signs of this new direction will be the inclusion of the Scala MM300 multimedia package with every new Amiga, apparently A1200 owners, without necessarily hard drive or RAM, will be offered cheap upgrades. Similarly, the CD32 has been touted as a cheap route into interactive TV, and an Amiga set-top based box may be unveiled at the Berlin TV show in August. Oh dear. However, what is clear is that whatever ESCOM's plans, they do not include the remnants of Commodore UK. Pleasance and Proudfoot are apparently out of the picture, and apart from key personnel, no mention was made of Commodore UK's Maidenhead HQ. Oh, so they're trying to use the Amiga technology to leverage set-top boxes. So you might wonder what happened to the Amiga. This is obviously part of it here. Embedded technology could be key. ESCOM believe the Amiga presents uniquely attractive and cost-effective solutions to enterprises attempting to meet the specifications of the telecommunications and cable industries. Indeed, they want to attract as many companies as possible to take out licenses with them so they can get the broadest spectrum of embedded technology licensees. Yep, this is where this is going here. And I've had a little bit of a look ahead at some things. I didn't necessarily see anything mentioned of this, but there is still entertainment to be had from the fate of the Amiga and ESCOM and such. This is Wolfenstein. They're looking very pained here. Oh gosh. Pirates. I'm not talking about Bristol Rovers. Pirates and software. Look, I've been reasonable about this in the past. I've mentioned that games are often too pricey, which they are. I said there's too much dross out there, which there is. I've even defended the right of information to be free. But when I sit in a pub surrounded by bleating sprogs, blared at by inane TV rubbish and served beer with more balls in it than a Californian's brain, and I have to hear two businessmen on the other table talking about how many pirated games they've got, well, my first reaction is to take them outside, douse them in petrol, and torch them until their Burton suit gussets ride up in the heat and castrate them. Gosh. I mean, that sounds like a fun time and all, but... Oh dear. Well, let's... These misguided ankle biters could become programmers themselves. So what else are we going on here? So for once and for all, here's what games piracy does. Makes programmers give up and go work for Microsoft. Gives pirates more cash to go and spend in the bookies. Gives greedy software houses the excuse to keep games prices inflated. They don't need piracy to anyway. Gives pirates more money to spend on shell suits. Okay. Ensures that bad programmers will stay in the industry because the software houses are forced to pay peanuts because pirates are cutting our margins, dude. Reducing the quality of games. Gives ankle biters the chance to look hip in front of their friends until the pirated disc spreads a virus around the school/office and all their friends take them outside and slice them into gerbil food. gosh, this guy. New TV channel in Amiga Mayhem. Okay, it's got Channel 5. It says when the new TV channel station Channel 5 starts broadcasting, anyone who tunes in could find themselves picking up an Amiga signal. Amiga users could be the cause of an almighty mess which threatens the new terrestrial TV broadcast station Channel 5. Owing to a phenomenon known as reverse interference, the airwaves could be filled with rogue broadcasters of Amiga screen displays, spoiling viewers' reception of the new TV channel. Oh gosh. I remember there was a lot of fuss around when Channel 5 was out. It's like, oh, you've got to get this upgraded thing to stick onto your aerial so that you can be able to pick up the signal better and all that kind of thing and stuff like that. Since Channel 5 is scheduled to transmit on Channel 37, broadcasters are already well aware of the problem of having to retune domestic video equipment to other frequencies. I've been breaking one, but it's cheap and easy to add together. Cool, thank you very much, Danny. Oh gosh. Applicants for Channel 5 license have been told by the Independent Television Commission the franchise winner must pay for this retuning exercise or it won't get the right to broadcast. Reverse interference is likely to be caused by video game and home computer systems such as the Amiga. Many owners use their domestic television sets as a display for their system and avoid constantly plugging and unplugging of the aerial leads from the back of the television. A splitter is commonly used. Splitters pass signals in both directions, so not only does the signal from the computer system pass the television, it also travels up the outdoor aerial and actually transmits from there. Well, if an Amiga was powerful enough to broadcast its own kind of pirate TV station, I don't think they were that powerful enough. Oh gosh. You have Dredd judged. Has Hollywood ruined Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone? Some people would say yes, I'm sure. Okie dokie. What is Bradford? Whoever this Bradford is. Amid all the hype, hope and euphoria of the ESCOM takeover, a lot of well-respected commentators seem to be ignoring one teeny-weeny detail. The world has moved on somewhat since the Commodore crash, indeed, and it's not going to be easy for the Amiga to re-establish itself. I was reading things earlier in this magazine that said that they were going for set-top boxes and stuff, and not maybe what you want. Oh dear. This is all flavours of wrong. The Amiga is still the only machine you can actually create something yourself with. It is incredibly, incredibly wrong. I don't know where they're getting that from. The floppy revolution. They found a way to boost the flagging popularity of the floppy disk. Just forget about it. Developed an amazing leap forward and revealed their plans to market and sell 120 megabyte floppy disks. Wow, are these like the zip disks or something like that? And the CD-ROM you can save data to? Oh gosh. This really is the future. A hybrid of a quad-speed CD-ROM and optical read-write system. Sorry, a read-write cartridge offers storage. Okay. What else? We have some attitude. It's angst. Yes, of course. It's not supposed to sound anything like Doom at all, is it? The late night kebab provider. Yes, it's a bank. Yeah, very fancy design on here. It's very nice. I might have had a card similar to this with that fancy design in, or at least somebody I know had one of those maybe. But there we go. Well, what are they saying here? cash point card. Where would we be without it? Probably walking home through the pouring rain, kebabless on a Saturday night. That's where, but don't sweat. The Lloyds Bank Headway account comes with a cash point card and plenty more goodies besides, such as a free game of 10-pin bowling, including admission and shoe hire. Aces. And a pack stuffed with discount vouchers, special offers, and the chance to win a Marin Palisades trail bike or Bauer inline skates. Stars, you probably have more of an idea than most people, or Chaos if you're around. How does a Marin Palisades trail bike sound to you? So there we go. Double D. So that's an advert. Here's the no problem thing. A better resolution version of the crying woman there. Problem shared is a problem solved. At least this is when you talk to the helpful experts at Amiga Format. So yes, basically it's like a help section of things. How can I connect a CD-ROM to Amiga? Why do I need to keep replacing the workbench floppy? What is a file system? Can I use PC CD-ROMs? Should I reformat a hard drive? So there we go, a bunch of other stuff here. Yeah, lots of questions about basically how to use your Amiga and stuff like that. Oh, look, and Halifax is getting in on it as well. They look like they're getting a bit more like, or trying to be like higher class and stuff like that. And whatever, with this fancy pen next to the checkbook and such. Whatever your plans for the future, the Halifax can help. So yeah, it's just not as entertaining as the other advert, I have to say. Image FX, yeah, if you want to do this, if you want to do this, sure, go ahead. Chips for everything. In the second and final part. So this is some more about the computers that the chips that the Amiga runs on here. This is a block diagram of what the Motorola 6860 does. You've got a bunch of complicated stuff all together in the bus. Everything goes in and out of the bus here. And such. What else do we have? It's a kind of magic. Yeah, this, which looks like a mess, to be quite frank. A handful of the applications MUI offers. You should be able to see that many have separate preferences saved individually. Yes, I'm sure I can see that in that mess of stuff on the screen there. Yeah, what workbench looks like this? Or is this because... Oh, this is the standard Amiga look over here. And this is the MUI Magic WB. Now, 6 Unbreaking 3 books. You know, why well, thank you very much for that. I wasn't expecting that. But thank you very much, Sally, for doing such a thing. So, yeah, this is how to make your workbench look maybe a little bit more modern for the time and such like this. But it just looked like a mess, really. I suppose you're not supposed to have everything open at the same time, and I suppose that's what they're showing here, is not that, you know, you're supposed to be looking at all these bits and pieces in here. It's supposed to be looking at just the GUI and stuff like that, and how that looks. So there we go. That's what that does. Make sure Amiga look like it's actually a more up-to-date computer than it is, and stuff like this. Oh, look at this. This guy down here. The pictures of the cars are beautifully rendered, apparently, in 3D. But at the moment, this beauty hasn't quite spilled over the gameplay. Oh dear. So here we have this person who's named Klaus Kohl. And here's the rest of the people. This is... The posture for this person is just like, hi, I'm just kind of standing here. Whatever, and this looks very uncomfortable, but never mind. Oh, here we go. Here's a car. Stars, look at this car. Beautifully rendered. I mean, sure, it's got a happy face on it as well, but it is a good car. The top games. Cool. Colonization. And very hard to read writing here. But it's got some neat little pictures. Cheese triangle. Look at these. Little animals over here in the forest. What was the cheese triangle? Sorry, I kind of like... Oh, on their head are you talking about? Or... Probably not that. You're talking about this, I'm imagining, the car. It could be either, really. But, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I've just realised what the graphics are showing here. Oh dear, oh dear. Turns out it is very appropriate to the time of year. Oh, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, yeah. Yep. Yep, give that a 95%, sure. Bodily juices, what? Amiga power. We herald the arrival of all manner of Doom clones onto the Amiga, the biggest, bloodiest, and damn it all hell, most gripping coverage of the entire Doom phenomenon the world has ever seen. We've reviewed background details, history lessons, and pretty much everything you've ever wanted to know. And there's a fantastic demo of Black Magic's Gloom, which I don't think we got working from their disc. So whenever it comes up here, hopefully we'll be able to do so. The only game where getting hit by your opponent's viscera is an everyday hazard. Oh dear. We salute the white-clad heroes of the hallowed turf for the amazing tennis champs. That's quite a skip, isn't it, really? Oh, look, 69%. It's like especially like a Doom clone. Flavour of the month, where fears and gloom to come, this faces stiff competition. So the addiction is addictive at first, but this very quickly wears off, so it's not really very addictive, is it? Monochromatic, disorientating, and ultimately dull. Yeah, and it still doesn't really look like a Doom clone. I mean, we've got some angles here, so maybe it's more doomy than I think, but it's still not really great, is it? What else do we have here? Ray tracing, imagines. So yes. So instead of imagine image files or such like that, it's like imagines. Which is good. We have a Formula 1 car, which might actually just be a picture of a Formula 1 car. I can't tell. Oh gosh, West. Is this a good offer here? One of the finest collection of fonts available, suitable for DPaint, etc., or Scala, word processor, WB, DTP, etc. This pack consists of nearly 700 different types of fonts. Also, most fonts come in various sizes. Most fonts are in various sizes. Oh my, pretty reasonable. That's cool. Making nearly 1,500 fonts estimate. So yeah, that is a lot of fonts. I mean, I don't know if it's what it's like for an artist, you know, whether you just think, gosh, I wish I just had another font just to be the right kind of font to fit into this space that I want, to look the right way and all that kind of thing. I suppose I can like say it's kind of like music software and stuff like that. It's like sometimes there's only certain things which do the job, and I mean, having 1,500 like synths, if they're all the same, is not very good. But having different ones with different quirks to them and things like that is definitely worth having. Tactical manager, gosh, this looks so invigorating. Roadkill, okay, lots of explosions and things going on here. And we got some cars, I guess, at weird angles. So there we go. We put your pieces together. Oh, I need that. Timekeepers. This, oh gosh, this looks... This is frightening. In many ways, this is frightening. Oh dear. They even have Total Football, the ultimate fans mag. Exclusive, why Gaza really came back to Britain. Paul Gascoigne, as he would look in Rangers kit. Courtesy of the miracle of electronic picture retouching. Phew, technology, eh? Right then, where's this canny new footy magazine I've been hearing about? Oh dear me. In Sensible Golf, we had a bit of a play of this. They give it 81. These holes, they are daft. Par 4 is best over hit, because if you go into the drink at the back, you still get a chip for a birdie. Indeed. Yeah, it's a bit awkward to try and get onto there. Where could they get all that sand from? And who put that pond up there? Daft fairway behind the tee scenario. Okay. Oh, here we have a car. Stars. It is an Alfa Romeo, looks like it says on it. As well as a bunch of other things. But that's an Alfa Romeo there. It says it in a few places here. Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo. Also says Old Spice and Phillips and Son and Michelin all over it as well. But there we go. What else do we have? Epic marketing. Oh gosh, I'm possibly not the first person to notice it, but these CDs look very saucy, let's say. And also what looks saucy up here is the very black barred thing here. Hundreds of Workbench 2 and 3 Workbench backdrops. If it has a black bars on it, you should probably say if it's suitable. Yeah, it's got proof of age required here, but then not proof of age required over here. So this is going to be not quite as saucy as they're trying to make it out to be, I think. World of Clip Art, double CD-ROM clip art set, amazing. Yes, it's probably too small. Yeah, it's going to be too small, isn't it? Oh gosh, my eyes, gosh. Yeah, there's a vague hint of something, but there's nothing you can really see there. I'm going to move the picture now if you're trying to look at it. Re-releases, help compilation. Oh, we've got a flashback over here, that's cool. Heart of China. On the Ball World Cup Edition, Games Busters. What is Shadow Fighter? We didn't really see much of the detail about the different fighters here, did we? So we have Slam Dunk from Denmark. Special moves are jumping basketball, spinning fire kick, and such. Electra from France with some funky hair, who does electric body F, power launch, earth power energy, electric boomerang. Jürgen from Germany. Code from the USA, who does a Kuto kick A, fast punch and flying power kick, and a Kuto fireball. Soria. These are some interesting Manx of unknown origin. Has fire hands, cutting claws, rolling claw slash, tiger pounce, and other things. Sorry, I'm just trying to cool. Just want to check something. That's fine. Feral cat girl. Indeed, they are. Falling angel. Top knot from Thailand. They've got some brilliant names here, haven't they? Toshio. Chrome. Origin unknown. Liquid silver attack. Melting body. That's me in the heat. Also, Papaz. Made in Taiwan. Electric Fence Force. Yes, it's very good. Jack in the Bog Punch. Shadow Origin. Unknown. Special moves. Unknown. This is the Papaz thing here. Does it say arg, arg, arg? Here we go again. They're electrocuting somebody. Yeah, they're very good. They feature in a lot of screenshots. It's a big fist they're doing there as well. Let's see. PD games. Look at this clown here. They look like a fairly jolly looking clown. Not the kind of you're scared of them because they'll rip out your brain clown. Springtime. I think we played a bit of this, didn't we? I remember something like this, where you could like move the thing by walking through different things or on the walls or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it was. But yeah, it's a puzzle game. It's kind of a 3D thing. But there, we've got some Garfield appearing down there. PD selection of the month. Artistics. So here we go. Kids love making a mess with paint and water. Just about anything else they can get their hands on. To stop this damage, as well as introducing the young'uns at an early age to the joys of computing, this paint package is specifically aimed at children. You can start using this when they're as young as 3 or 4. So the icons are large and stuff. So yeah, basically paint for kids in a way. Just a dawn. Other things over here. Some disc magazine thing. Looney Tunes. This is Garfield, not the Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, they're the Warner Brothers ones, weren't they? So I think these are more accurate down here. Yeah, Looney Tunes clip art and others. Definitely got some of the and others there. But let's see. The Garfield, pretty good Garfield. I don't know why Pookie's all coloured in like that. Bugs with a funny hat on. Looks like a reasonable rendition of Bugs here. We have a Yosemite Sam, which looks like a reasonable rendition. A Sylvester, which slightly strange looking, but okay. And then is this Wile E. Coyote? I couldn't figure who that was at the start. That's an odd Wile E. Coyote. Anyway. We have Jet Set Willy 3 apparently, eh? Yeah, by somebody else. But, yeah, this is pretty much like the start of the normal one and such like that. Jet Set Willy 3 will appeal to 8-bit fans and people who don't like too much of a challenge. Oh dear. We got some Star Trek ship or something like that, maybe. Theseus. Okay, maybe it's not. This looks like some shoot 'em up kind of thing going on there. Anything else looking interesting through here? Seriously, Amiga. Real 3D. Wow, is this a 3D rendered scene? It looks pretty good if it is. I think what they've done is they've got a photo and they've like superimposed the 3D generated thing on top of it. Because I was thinking it looked pretty good. From here it's not too bad. But you can definitely see it's a 3D rendered image here. Especially these reflections. These reflections are lacking somewhat. Whilst they have some kind of spaceship. Looks like one of the Babylon 5 ones, doesn't it? We have, oh look, you can do, what's it, caustics, is that what they call it? When light goes through glass and such like that. And does like these funny patterns and stuff like that. Also we have this, which, oh gosh, is difficult to see. Created in real 3D by Grant. Is it Grant Nelson? I can't quite tell. But yeah, there we go again. West. There's a good friend for you. Kind of looks like they got a bit of like a makeup on, doesn't it? They're going, oh, me. Oh, you shouldn't have. And such. There's a bunch of other things here. This is a very circular contouring, yeah. Very circular can be. Oh, the sky texture isn't so hot up here. Looks like maybe they actually took a photograph and plot this down on it, but the way the sky just, all the clouds seem to like radiate from this doesn't look good. So this is a close up on somebody's crotch apparently. Cool. Ooh. Oh, it's a CD-ROM drive. This is a Amiga CD-ROM drive. Look at that, by Iowa. PC task. If you want a 286 PC on a floppy disk, this might be the package you're after. It's not going to run too well. As I said, the Spectrum emulator didn't run very well on the Amiga, so I don't know how well this works. This is DOS. DOS might be okay, but still not great. 286, yeah, it's not going to be great. It's going to be a bit slow and stuff. This looks interesting, whatever it is. Oh, it's Doom, is it? Okay, this is the Arch file. So yeah, this is not the Amiga at all. This is just Doom. Oh my word. There's a lot going on here. The internet, confusing, isn't it? You need a guide. So this is what's confusing about the internet. You have emails, music, World Wide Web, art, comedy, magazines, outdoors, nature, shopping, sex, culture, useless, politics, environment, Usenet, fashion, celebrities, jobs, FTP, book, hobbies, education, sport, food, philosophy, relationships, religion, tasteless, travel, health, society, games, technology, computing, nature, science, magazines. Oh, you've got back to magazines, but it's not the same repeating spot because we had comedy magazines and outdoors. We've got science magazines and drink here. Oh no, wait a minute, it is repeating here. So the comedy magazines outdoors up here is repeating down here, comedy magazines outdoors there, but then they kind of like repeated some of the things. Anyhow, that is what we've got here. More power, photogenics. So this is like a Photoshop kind of thing here. More power, more tools. Looks like somebody being hypnotized of some kind of way. And also you've got Kylie Minogue being warped around here, it seems. Pro Pack. Structured drawing program, ProVector, bundled with several handy little utilities for dealing with vector images. That's cool. So this is a vector image here. Another vector images of some United States and such. Weather at 10. Wonderful. Amiga Shopper, digital organizer. Lightwave plugins. So buy more stuff to make your thing do different things. Some more stuff. These are some interesting models though. I like the little walker over here. Battletech robot apparently. And a little car. The sleek sports car. I don't know if it's based on any particular model. Probably some kind of Ferrari, I'd imagine. But other than that, I couldn't tell. It seems like they haven't done the light quite right on these things. I think their normal maps are maybe a little bit all over the place there, or something like that. What else do we have? 10 on 10. A Mazda MX-5, okay. It was so bad I didn't recognise it. So... Ferrari, okay. Well, I don't know, it was red. This rather intimidating fellow. Seems quite unable to move. Okay, fine. We can go back and have a look at it. Yes, this is intimidating. They look like a good friend though, don't they? Let's see. Gosh, they have to disown me. Oh no. I'll never get my chocolate balls. Dear me. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit rough around the edges here. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that, but I'm guessing it's not. This part of the render is quite rough. And most of it is in the dark, so it's hard to tell what's going on there. But it's rather shiny. And obviously it was good enough for you to identify that it was a Mazda, so it's on me, really, isn't it? Really. Just kind of wondering what animal this is. This is some kind of cow, isn't it? Yes. GTI. Okay, fine. Truth, 24 times a second. Oh, the internet captures the magic of cinema. That cinema is not truth. Keanu Reeves in cyberspace. Is this about the Matrix or something like that? I don't know. When was the Matrix out? Probably not around this time, right? Matrix. 1999, so yeah, a little bit before that, I mean. But yeah, interesting. Keanu Reeves in cyberspace. Is that more like Johnny Mnemonic kind of thing then, I guess? Don't get sued. How to avoid internet libel. Ah, gosh. I need to know that. I might accidentally libel somebody. Get yourself connected to the internet. Here we go. Rumour mill, yes. The internet is a wonderful resource, providing a means of obtaining software and useful information. It's also a wonderful source for rumours, half-substantiated truths and outright lies. So from the beginning, the internet was still full of lies, as well as cats. Though they didn't mention the cats so much. This month's chief rumours concern the new Amigas, which several people claim to know about already. These pictures came out of that pit of gossip known as CIX and were passed to me by an unusually reliable source. Make up your own mind as to authenticity. No, you're the magazine. You have the outreach of however many people. You do the work. What? alt.religion.amiga. Oh dear. It's always good for a rumour or two. Oh dear. So this is what they think it's going to look like. Okie dokie. Oh gosh, we got some gallery stuff going on down here. Face reflect. Okay, so they drew a face and then they kind of did some image editing stuff to it. Working with photogenics, John experimented with the program to try to make the face look spooky. To paint the hair, he made a special hairbrush. Jirma, who's Jirma? By duplicating the airbrush and making this new brush all dotty. The hair was built up slowly and the sharpen effect gives it a raised look. It's quite a spooky looking thing. And you think, oh dear. So yeah, I'm reading over things here, but let's see what else we got. Yeah, David Pleasant's not on here. We know that he's kind of been like ignored or whatever by XCOM. He's been excommunicated by XCOM. Let's copy link here. Paste and go. It does look very similar to this person, whoever this person is. Strange and unusual streamer. Okay, cool. Anything catching my eye amongst all this stuff? They're talking about the price of the thing going up. Why do you not have C tutorials so that the younger generation can learn to program the Amiga so that it doesn't die again? Well, I kind of have bad news there. Sold for £95, said the disc. What they failed to mention was this was 5 years or so ago. Yes, but still, that was the cost of it. Anyhow. Change it to Amiga Mouse Mat because your mag makes a good one when you've read it. Oh dear. Print your email address prominently. It's very hard to find. Indeed. Perhaps we should destroy the software industry by giving away up to the minute full-priced packages. Well, yeah, go ahead. Give it a go. See what happens. Let's see some more of this art. Oh, here we go. Regal race car. Interesting distorted 3D vision. Is it distorted? I think it's just like up close, isn't it, really? More than distorted. Oh dear, Commodore logo on it. A statue, indeed that is. Dramatic monument modelled with Imagine 3 and composed using AdPro and DPaint. Interesting. Enfant de... A full title, Enfant de Chernobyl, created using some kind of graphics card and TV paint. Indeed. Interesting. Not being a professional artist, I don't know what to say about it. Special offers, yep, you can buy all these things from Amiga Format. And the next issue thing they've got over here, the Daydream Amiga. Didn't we? No, this is the back issues one. Yeah, I remember seeing this before. This is the back issues one. This is not the next. Yeah, it says back issues on the side there. It was laid out the way they usually do the next month one, isn't it? The race car's perspective was distorted, was it? Where was it? Yeah, it looks like the perspective has... I suppose you could say that it's the distorted perspective. But it kind of looks... Tilt shift. Yeah, it kind of looks more like they zoomed in and changed the FOV wide and that kind of thing is what I'm thinking for that. Subscribe to Amiga Format. You know, if you want to read lots of tiny print, you can do so. This is a very much a thing that I want to subscribe for. So yeah, the transition thing, as I said, it's just like takes JPEGs and turns them into GIFs or things like that. It's not so fascinating, unfortunately, there. Or things, Magic Storybook. Can we do a bit of the Magic Storybook thing? What do they say about this? It says in the magazine you should name one of your blank disc Pega demo, but this is wrong. The disc should be called disc should be called Pega. When you are prompted to please insert Magic Disc, it does not refer to the Magic Storybook cover disc. It means a disc which you have formatted and called Magic. Okay. So this is basically some things that people have had issues with. Trying to run things. Amiga Format. This is the next month one. Here we go. Amiga Format presents Amos Professional. Winners revealed. Finally, they get to the winners of the competition they did a while ago. We had a massive response to our Programmer Game in Amos competition. Hundreds of you sent in your work. Next month, we'll bring you the full results. Prepare to be impressed. I am very well prepared. Amos, as I've kind of mentioned before, is one of the things I really liked on the Amiga and did a lot of things in. So I am very interested to see what these people manage to do with that and stuff like that. So we had more lectures about cover discs than any other subject. So what about just what do you want stuck to the cover of the World's Best Amiga magazine? Is this what they asked last time? I can't remember that being what they asked last time. Let me just go back and see. So this is number 74. I want to look at number 73. Let me bring that up. Because I'm curious to see if they are just lying. Because yeah, this is the thing we just saw here. So we go down to the bottom and see here. Yeah, for next month, can I ask AF readers to consider the following question? If the Amiga was a famous person, who would it be and why? This is that's what I don't remember that exact thing, but they didn't seem to answer that question at all, so I don't know what's going on with that. And then what they say here is like, for next month, consider the following. You're locked in a literal weekend with your Amiga, a 2-player game and a companion. Who would you choose to share your confinement, and what game would you like to have with you? Let's see if they actually bother to address that at all. And there we go, the end of the thing. This thing was so good they put it on the back cover as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the front cover, but you can't have everything, can you? Okie dokie. Well, I could waffle on some more, you know, I could waffle on some more. But I'm thinking it might be a good plan to start wrapping things up a little bit. So let's have a little chat to our friend over here, Tracy. Tracy. Katie. Indeed. How are you doing today? I am doing well, thank you. Hello, everybody. How are you today? I hope you're all doing well, too. I started that a bit weirdly, didn't I? Yes, you did. So, what did you enjoy about the stream and stuff today? I like your dress. It had like lots of spooky, scary skeletons on it, and it was very good. I mean, they don't really make many spooky, scary skeletons dressed with dinosaurs and people on it, so I'm glad to see us represented in the spooky, scary skeleton space. So yeah, that was good. Okay. Did you like something from the magazine? I can't remember that magazine too well. That's okay, Tracy. Anything on the discs? There wasn't very much on the discs, was there? No, I mean, there was more, but I just, obviously, it wasn't very much to look at, and especially not for me to look at, because I'm not going to look at a football game, really, am I? No, I mean, that doesn't seem like your kind of thing. I mean, I don't think it's going to be quite as annoying as cricket, but it is really not your thing, is it? No, it's really not my thing. Anything you want to say to the people whilst you have their full attention, stuff like that? BK do crimes. I don't see any questions. If there's any questions, I'll come back. But otherwise, oh, you have a question. Okay, hang on. Well, I'll wait to have the question then. We'll have a little bit of a wait, and we'll see when things pop up. Yeah. I like being asked questions. I know you do. That's why we have a thing to ask you questions. Yeah. So people can say, "Hey, Tracy, do you like stuff?" Something like that. So we'll just have to wait to see what the question is. Oh, here we go. Oh, we have. Oh my word! We meant to do that second one there, stars. About the exploring the game thing, because it's probably about the wrong time of stream to be doing that. I can just reject that one if that's not your intention there. That's okay. That's fine. People haven't got that reward at all ever, so it might be worth just not having that one there. But Tracy, how do you feel about my new dino dress? It's not scary for you, is it? No, I'm just saying it's really, really nice. I like it a lot because it's like the spooky, scary skeletons, but it's like spooky, scary dino skeletons and stuff like that. They should make a spooky, scary dino skeleton song. Could you make a spooky, scary dino skeleton? What that kind of song? I may be able to, but I'm not necessarily good at thinking things off the spot, and that doesn't have much of a rhythmic flow to it, does it? Let me try. Spooky, scary dino skeletons. It's not quite the same, is it? Not quite the same. Spooky, scary dino skeleton-y. Maybe not. I don't know, it has something to it, but it's not. It kind of loses its original, doesn't it? Yeah. Spooky, scary dinotons. Doesn't quite work, does it? I don't think it does quite work. But yeah, it's like having, like, if you had like a Stally had a dress with like lots of like skeletons all over, like human skeletons and stuff like that. It would be kind of like that kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. Spooky, scary skeletons of the fossil type. They will come out of the ground and your ankles they bite. Ah! Very good, Tracy. That was a good one. Starting from Easter musical, aren't you? Whisper so West can't hear. Oh my. But yeah, I think you answered that question. Yeah, I really like the dress. It's good. It's a good colour too. Because as Katie was saying, that all of the dresses that she ended up buying were like blue ones. Yeah, as you can see here, this was blue, and the other ones that I showed earlier in the stream are kind of bluish as well. But yeah, it's a slightly different blue, and it actually works quite well with the dinosaurs and stuff like that. Oh look, Chaos says you're good. I know, Chaos does generally tend to say things like that. Cool. And Chaos, you're a good too. You would never. Okay. Which a video of a church who puts on Easter musical remakes of famous movies. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. They were like parody things, I'm guessing, but like more serious about this is Easter. I guess that's what they're about. I mean, obviously, you'd have to talk more to Stars or Starly about that kind of thing. They're terribly amazing at parody. Parody would be generous. Oh dear. Well, yeah, that sounds entertaining at least. It does sound like it'd be quite entertaining. But yeah, thank you for that question there. I don't think I got any other ones, so I will say now, once more, BK, do crimes. Have a nice rest of the day, everybody. Bye! There we go. So we have Tracy over and out. Yeah, Friday. I don't know what exactly is going to be happening. If things are going to be done early, like just before stream, and I won't have to change the stream time at all, or whether it's going to happen during or whatever. But yeah, so there's a thing that's happening on Friday, which is only going to be a short thing, but it's just like, I don't know when it's going to be. So yeah, it's just basically it's going to happen, and then I'm going to let people know if it happens too late or whatever. Then obviously I'll say it's maybe a little late, maybe it's not a good time, or maybe it happens like before the stream. Be like, okay, well, actually fine, and then we should be able to have a look at bug snacks if we can. And we might actually be finding Liz. I don't know if we are or not, but we're certainly heading in the correct direction to find Liz in Bugsnax. And then Minecraft on Sunday. Just say, Starly, at the moment I haven't planned anything. I have been unusually busy with things and also tired as well. So I haven't managed to plan, but we kind of had an idea yet. As I say, maybe when we finish Bugsnax and maybe other things, I don't know. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. I don't know about that. But we'll have to see, okay? We're definitely finishing Bugsnax first, though. Yeah, we'd have a general idea of what we were going to do on Sunday anyway, Starly, so hopefully I'll have some time to think about it over the next few days and such like that. Starly would be good to team up for geoguessing. Okay. If you don't do it Friday, we can stream it together. Okay. Yeah, obviously let me know after stream and such about what your thoughts and such are on that. But I think I'm actually flagging here slightly, aren't I? I should end things here for now. Thank you people for coming by. I just need to set up a song here for ending. I will make it this one, why not? So thank you for dropping by. Hopefully I'll be able to see people on Friday, and if not, then Sunday. And yeah, that's about it for now. So thank you all for dropping by and such. And of course, as usual, I will see you next time. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.